lead last night on Georgia and held on in the first inning, the rest of the game, and beat Georgia 4-3. And Brent Venables ends up in the Oklahoma baseball locker room.
I got a special guest who will holler at you. All right, Coach Venables, come on.
Tell you guys something. This team got something special. Okay, you guys got something. You guys are battle tested. You're like America's team right now. Y'all know that. Inspiring people by how you do what you do. And you know it when you see it, you know it when you don't. You guys are at the freaking doorway right now. When are you at the doorway? Right when? Now. Right when? Now. Right when? Now. Freaking dominate this moment sitting in front of you. Don't win. Finish the freaking job. The next one, you guys take it down, man. Good luck. Okay? Can't wait to watch you guys play. Unbelievable. This team right here is destined to freaking great. Let's go.
How do you feel about football coaches in baseball locker rooms?
It's a weird mix right there.
Yeah.
Unnecessary.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if you've got like a big-time legend, like a Nick Saban, a regular season, maybe coming by and talking to the team, I get something like that. But I guess they could have told Venables, hey, we won it in Venables fashion 4-3 yesterday.
Yeah. The one thing we didn't do at the halfway point of the game is throw a costly pick six.
That's right. Yeah, we hit 8
to
batters
flip
in
the
a row.
whole game around.
I saw, you Stoops and Switzer were sitting together. They showed them last night. Different locker rooms. I don't know, like that felt like a football locker room, and it's a baseball. I think baseball locker rooms are different, though. I saw a video once of Augie Garrido with his team in the locker room.
Chewing their butts.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
There was no pain.
That was a pure time.
I mean, why do I need Brent Venables to tell me that if I'm that baseball player? Why is my own coach not telling me this?
Yeah, I think the baseball coach is more accomplished than Brent Venables.
I mean,
isn't he?
you could kind of understand it back to those two you mentioned, like former Bob Stoops or Barry Switzer coming in and giving a little motivational pep, some kind of interesting story from, maybe some kind of angle they had from Omaha. Or
before the gymnastics teams goes off to the Nationals and Nick Saban stops by practice and says, hey, championship mentality, you guys just do what you do.
It's just a different voice for your team.
You've already prepared. Don't let it stress you out. You're at the national meet.
Slotsnagel, no way he would let Sark come in there and take the locker room.
Not one chance.
Funny enough, you brought up Bob Stoops and Barry Switzer. There was a photo that went viral of them at the game sitting on their phones. I think Forster's pulling it right now.
Not even paying attention.
Yeah, and it said talking about this generation and their phones, and they were both sitting on their phone at the game.
Yeah, but it's one snapshot in time. It doesn't mean they were sitting there for innings on end. I mean,
it's a funny look, though.
Oh, I know.
But that's what you get from. I mean, drive up and down 280. Everybody's on their phone.
They are.
Go to any dinner tonight, any restaurant.
So they were there.
They are on their phone.
Sooner Gridiron. Damn kids in their phones these days.
Funny.
Stoops, who brought both of his chins with him.
Wow. No, I mean, Stoops.
He does look like he's carrying a little extra weight.
Stoops has packed it on.
And Barry Switzer looks better than he's looked in 5 years.
He really does. That's I noticed that when they showed them in the stands.
I wonder
like,
if he quit
man,
drinking.
Barry looks young. He may have, because Barry's pretty old.
Barry,
yeah.
80?
I would say right at 80.
He was a super young
I would
college.
go 81, actually.
He was a super young college head coach, but keep in mind.
It was 1973.
That was the 73 national championship team.
88.
88, yeah. He looks good
He
for
looks
88.
great for 88.
88, and you can still see that.
Round shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats are all in one place. NextRound.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know. You might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all your favorite Next Round gear by visiting NextRound.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at NextRound.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from NextRound.store.
From driveways to interstates, accidents happen fast. The insurance company's response? Here's our offer. Take it or leave it. Leave it. Call Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. Over 250,000 clients. And no, they don't accept lowball offers. They fight, they win. Over $2 billion recovered. Call now for a free consultation. 659-777-7777 or alexwins.law. Physical office location, Birmingham.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Troy's out of the College World Series, but what a great run. We'll talk college baseball later on in the show. I got a question about Jackson Koivun and his Auburn legacy. We'll get to later in the show. It's the U.S. Open. We were just talking U.S. Open golf starts tomorrow. World Cup in a second as well. I want to start with the World Cup question before we get to our main topic of college football in this opening segment. How do you judge the greatest of all time? Because it's Messi right now, correct, Tyler?
Better than Pele?
Brown, you've seen it. But
I've watched him play in person.
Yeah, so he's your favorite, I know. I mean, Messi, he's the all-time, ties it now with 3 goals yesterday.
I had Argentina last night, so I did watch, and I was very happy that he had really 4 goals, right? He had the offsides early.
One was so close, it got wiped.
So in 2006, he was right before his 19th birthday, as you see the all-time World Cup goal scores. And he scored his first World Cup goal as an 18-year-old. And then on the same day he scored yesterday, bookending his career. But here's my question, Tyler. He's played in 6 World Cups now, more than anybody else. He's got 16 goals in 27 World Cup games. Mbappe, who scored a brace yesterday, 2 goals if you're new to the sport, he's got 14 goals in 14 games. Is there a chance we're watching Mbappe, if I'm saying that right?
You are.
Mbappe.
Mbappe.
Mbappe, is there a chance he is the future GOAT?
No.
No. He's got 14 in 14 games.
Doesn't matter.
Messi's got 16 in 27.
Is a selfish player.
Oh, listen to Tyler.
He is selfish.
He's French. He's French. Maybe he's just misunderstood.
So, this is Wemby all over again, right?
The club Paris Saint-Germain, or PSG, they just rolled out they backed up the Brinks truck to get Messi, Neymar, and Kylian Mbappe.
Neymar is kind of the bad boy, right? He's like Dennis Rodman.
A little bit.
Didn't he spit on a guy one time?
I don't know.
Or bit a guy. I thought he bit a guy.
No, that's Luis Suarez from Uruguay.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Yeah, he's bitten multiple people.
I tried, and this might be something that's out there. I tried to go look at how many goals since Messi's first World Cup in 2006, if he's outscored Team USA by himself.
Oh, it's close.
It's not
you don't
even
think it's close?
I don't even think it's close.
I think it is close, but like I couldn't decide. Like, do you put the qualifiers that were played like in the fall in there? Like,
No.
Just in the actual World Cup
tournament.
So you think he has? You think he's outscored the U.S.?
27 games in 16 goals. I would imagine the Americans have not played 27 games.
Probably not, but I wonder if they've got 16 goals. I thought it was going to be really tight, so I wanted to pull it.
Our fifth highest scorer of all time has 2.
Yeah,
that's a good point. Yeah.
But anyway, Mbappe's a very selfish player. He's a good striker. He's very fast. But the reason it did not work at PSG, because everybody thought it would, because you've got 3 of the greatest players in the world, is because Mbappe is so selfish. Messi is the GOAT because he's able to get those stats and still be one of the most generous players you'll see in soccer. He is constantly scanning the field, looking for opportunities to set people up.
Because he sucks a lot of defenders and he's able to get assists. I think he has the World Cup all-time lead in assists or something like that.
Yeah, but Ronaldo is constantly scouring the crowd to see what kind of tell he can take back to his suite.
Ronaldo is constantly scanning the crowd looking for IRS agents.
Yeah. By the way, is the Holland guy, is he like is he very popular with the ladies as well? He had a couple of goals. He had a brace yesterday as well.
I don't know how popular he is with the ladies, but I like him.
He's okay. No judgment.
All right.
He's a big, tall dude.
Yeah. So
Mbappe just keeps his head down when he dribbles all the time.
Not looking to pass.
Yeah. It absolutely kills his chances of being a good teammate. And that's why Messi is the GOAT. He's generous, and he has more field precision or field awareness and vision than any other player.
Never heard generous as one of the adjectives for a big-time athlete.
Yeah, but I kind of like that. I like that.
He's not a ball hog. You would think he is as the greatest of all time. But
so when I got sucked into the Argentina news reports on TikTok after the game down at Auburn, I came to you that next day, if you'll remember, and I was like, hey, they're talking about Messi as the greatest of all time. Is that where we are? Like, has he passed Pele? And you said, oh, it's certainly a discussion. Like, I didn't realize that's where we were with him. I'm new to soccer, as you know. I didn't realize that's where we were with the guy. But so we're talking about him as the best that's ever done it, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, honestly,
yes.
the other
I won't
night,
even entertain the discussion of another player. being
Even
the
Pele.
GOAT. Even Pele.
Okay.
the other night when he was
You're
in Auburn, I was like,
arguing for Joe Namath to beat prime Tom Brady.
Gotcha.
I wonder if we're overhyping at least Messi in this cup. And then watching last night.
Yeah.
That was a show. I mean,
we'll
that
see.
first one.
We'll see when they play better competition.
No, I
but
get
it's-
that,
Yeah,
but still, I mean, he legitimately could have had 4 goals. He was an inch away from four.
He's 38
Correct.
and was the dominant player on the field last night.
Yeah, I think
at 38.
it kind of matches Brady, right? Tom Brady. I
Yeah,
mean, Tom
he's
Brady's still at
ageless.
38.
Yeah.
Or I should say Matthew Stafford, 38 this year.
Like you said, I mean, the one offsides, like we went to this weird technology we have now where it looks like they're going into the Matrix. I mean, he's offsides by like that.
Same with Iran, though. You know,
I don't know how they call that in real time, really.
Yeah, I don't
know.
know.
The sensors in the ball that I mentioned on, I think it was Trash, or I mentioned it
Yeah,
sometime during the show last week.
The $400 ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's $400 without the sensor.
I remember you mentioning that. It was really important. World Cup continues today. We'll get to all that. That's the one you have to charge, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you got to charge the balls.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the balls get hot.
So we'll get back to the World Cup coming up a little bit later on. Our great sponsor is Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. He gets us going today in college football, which starts in 73 days in our Innisfree countdown to kickoff. We've got some new win totals out from BetMGM, and just a first glance, they seem to be slowly dropping in the SEC. We'll talk about that after Brownie tells us about Shunnarah.
Alexander Shunnarah, Trial Attorneys, Shunnarah.com. Shunnarah.com, that is the place to go when you face any sort of legal issue. It does not have to be personal injury. A lot of people think of Alexander Shunnarah, oh, he's the personal injury attorney, right? Well, I mean, that is one aspect of what he does, and he's recovered more than $2 billion for his clients, so you know he does that aspect well. But what you might not know is he also handles things like fire and storm damage claims, bad drug and device claims, workers' compensation, employment. The list goes on and on and on with Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. Again, you do not pay a dime unless they win your case with Alexander Shunnarah. You start right there with anything you face in the legal world. Shunnarah.com, Shunnarah.com.
And Lance'sLock.com, brought to you by our friends at Hemp Hill. World Series yesterday. You stay hot in that?
Yeah, 5-0 now in the College World Series.
Wow.
We were 5-0 overall yesterday, 3-0 in Major League Baseball. We had the winner in College World Series last night with Georgia. We had Argentina. We are literally extra minutes away from that Cutter scoring that late goal for being a perfect 3-0 right now in the World Cup. But we're 2-1. So we've got another World Cup match for you up and available later today. We've got more Major League Baseball. It is available right now. Free play every single day. Win with us at Lance'sLock.com. Always brought to you by our friends at Hemp Hill Services. Whether you experience any plumbing, heating, cooling issues, home or business, they are ready to serve you. Call Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys there. Hard to stop a train. 205-229-2090 or HempHillServices.com.
If we were doing upset alert World Cup style, I would draw something Croatian today. And I would play Croatian to get a result, at least a draw. That would be my upset alert today.
They play England.
They play
England. They're known chokers, right?
Historic chokers.
Yeah. So. That's what they say. This England team is, on paper, they look really, really good. We'll see.
3 o'clock Central on Fox, 4 o'clock Eastern for the England-Croatia, the best of the games today. BetMGM have new win totals out for the SEC. We're going to get into some of these, but just first glance at all of them. And if you look at history, Saban years, in the SEC, these would be very low win totals when you look at the whole bunch of them here. There's not a double-digit win total on here.
There is not. It starts at 9.5 with Georgia and Texas and goes all the way down to 4.5 with Kentucky State and Arkansas. So, Lance, you're experienced in this world here. I ask you, is this an adjustment because of a 9-game conference schedule?
It is an adjustment because of the 9-game conference schedule.
I guess you have to adjust it, right?
Definitely factors in. And when you go team by team, when you look at Georgia, Texas, Alabama, LSU, Texas A&M, all the 8.5 above, they're all really difficult schedules. Like, I think what you will do, if we go through this, we're going to be like, okay, Georgia is 10-2 or 9-3. Same with Texas, 10-2 or 9-3.
That's how you get there.
Just from our limited knowledge of being, fans of the game and watching the last couple of years and what we feel like the expectation is for, these teams and who they're playing. I mean, that's what you're going to get. Yeah. So these numbers.
So continuing that, you would say Alabama's 9-3, 8-4.
Yeah.
Same with LSU. Same with Texas A&M.
Yeah, and I would say for Texas A&M, LSU, and Alabama, 8-4 is borderline disastrous for all three of those teams. 9-3 for Texas and Georgia's disastrous based on the fact that this isn't fair to Kirby, getting to the college football playoff the last couple of years, but they haven't moved. So people are now like shrugging their shoulders. Like, is it past Kirby Smart as far as championships? Yeah. So I think all these numbers are interesting, but I think they're all really accurate.
Okay, Brown's going to walk us through some of these win totals, and I've got over here CBS Sports, the toughest stretches in college football. 1, 2, 3 SEC teams, 4 SEC, 5 SEC, 7 SECs in their top 10 have the toughest stretches in college football, to LT's point there. So, Brown, walk us through these BetMGM win totals. Let's talk about specific ones. And if one of these pop up in the 7 toughest stretches, we'll talk about those specific
Well, and you
stretches.
guys tell me what you think on the win total.
All right.
Okay.
Well, let's start right there at the top. Now, they did these alphabetically. Well, I'll point that out in a moment. But Georgia at 9.5 feels low for the Kirby Smart era, Lance. I mean, this feels like a team that in the Kirby Smart era is pretty good at going 10-2 or better. So 9.5 feels a touch low to me.
Well, I think not have a toughest stretch.
Yeah,
they are not
don't
one
have a
of
tough
the teams.
stretch.
Yeah, they really don't. I mean, the thing for Georgia to look at is you got 2 really difficult road games on the surface with Tuscaloosa and Oxford coming up. They're probably favored in all 12 games right now. I think once you get to that game in Tuscaloosa, I think Alabama's going to be a slight, 1-2 point favorite there. I don't know what to expect out of Ole Miss. I think they're going to be good, but if Ole Miss is one of these teams at that point, 7-1, 8-1, there's a chance Ole Miss could be favored. But outside of that, Georgia is going to be double-digit favorites in their first 3, 4 of 5, including Vanderbilt. Oklahoma's kind of a tricky game. I mean, Georgia looks to be an over 9.5.
Yeah, it does. It feels like an over. So, real quick, since they don't
hammer it over,
since they don't appear in the toughest stretch, here's their road games in conference. It's not a back-breaking road schedule in the SEC. At Arkansas, week 3. Keep in mind, Arkansas's AD is already complaining about the start time for that game. So that should tell you where Arkansas's mindset is there. At Alabama, by far and away their toughest road game. At Ole Miss, not a layup, but you could play in worse places. And then at South Carolina, I mean, that is not a back-breaking road schedule in the SEC.
Yeah, to me, there are 5 wild card games on this schedule. One of those is at South Carolina.
That's a wild card game.
Well, I mean, how good are they going to be? Are they going to be as good as people thought that they would be last year?
Yeah.
I think Missouri is one of those teams that, are they going to be more Missouri 9-3, borderline 10-2, or Missouri 7-5, 8-4? And then new head coaches, both with Auburn and Florida. Those are wild card games in Vanderbilt. Like, what will Vanderbilt be after the double-digit win season last year? Those are all wild card games to me. Georgia's going to be favored every one of those games, but if they were to lose one of those wild card games, is how you get under the 9.5.
Yeah, and I would tell you, to your point, Lance, on the surface, it looks like that's a really manageable schedule. We could get into the season, and on September 26th, we could be like, hey, this Oklahoma defense, and Mateer is back to the form that's a tricky game for all of a sudden. That looks good, and oh my God, Byron Brown has looked good coming from USF. This Auburn game now is interesting.
For a legit SEC contender, that's about as favorable as you can get on a schedule. But I will go Steve Sarkisian on you guys with Brendan Sorsby. Texas Tech with that schedule, what's their record? Seriously. Like, do you think Texas Tech is better than 8-4?
Better than 8-4?
Yeah.
1, 2.
I don't think they would win in
3,
Tuscaloosa or Oxford.
4. I think they have.
I think they're 9-3 or 8-4.
I think 9-3.
That's exactly what I was saying.
I think they lose to Oklahoma and Tuscaloosa and in Oxford.
So again, I think this just points out how difficult these SEC schedules are, and like such an unknown. Like, one of those wild card teams is going to be good. I mean, Florida, Auburn, South Carolina, Missouri, or Vanderbilt will be good this year.
Yeah.
And good, I mean, like an 8-4, 9-3, but good enough to beat anybody on the
For
Saturday.
what it's worth, keep in mind that Florida game is in Mercedes-Benz this year, not in Jacksonville, because of construction down in Jacksonville. So I think it will feel like a Georgia home game there.
It always does when Georgia plays there.
I would imagine, I don't know the contract, but if they're following contractual obligations in Jacksonville, they split the tickets.
They do, but secondary market would favor Georgia, obviously. Now, go
next year in Orlando, it should favor Florida, but you don't know.
Go talk to Georgia fans, though, and see how they feel about Mercedes-Benz Stadium. They're not crazy about playing there.
Well, they don't win a lot there because of Alabama. Texas is next on the list, Brown. They are on one of the 10 toughest stretches in CBS.
Well, give me their tough stretch, Jim.
Their tough stretch in back-to-back-to-back weeks with no bye is Red River against Oklahoma, and then home to Florida and home to Ole Miss. That is considered by CBS to be one of the 10 toughest stretches in college football, and that starts that doesn't include Tennessee and 2 weeks before that Ohio State. So a challenging little schedule by Texas standards.
I think it is a really challenging schedule, but I disagree with that 3-game stretch. I think there are too many unknowns in that 3-game stretch. First of all, you're getting an Oklahoma team, neutral site. You're getting a first-year coach in John Summerall. You're getting a first-year coach in Pete Golding.
And you host both of those.
And you host both of those.
Yeah.
So, like, to me, that can't be one of the more the 10 difficult stretches.
The
in
only
college
true
football.
road game in that 4-game set is at Tennessee. Obviously, Oklahoma's neutral site, which will be a 50-50 crowd.
Yeah, I got 5 losable games for Texas.
I agree. I mean, I think Texas, because of all the hype, and we saw this last year, they were the number 1 team going into college football, and they lost 3 games. I could easily see 3 losses here. Like, people that look at this and are like, 9.5, man, hammer the over with Texas. Be aware on that.
You know, I would almost say a tougher 3-game stretches at the end, even though it does include Arkansas. You've got road games at LSU and Texas A&M, and 2 of your last 3 games.
Well,
that's a tough finish.
And that, to your point, Brown, okay, if I've survived Ohio State and Tennessee and neutral site Oklahoma and Florida and Ole Miss, then Missouri can be tricky, and then all of a sudden it's LSU, Arkansas with some history and rivalry there, and Texas A&M.
Let's take them in 2-game stretches. Ohio State, Tennessee. Ohio State and in Neyland, what do you think their record is?
I think I would go 2-0.
I think 2-0.
But 1-1 is in play. I don't think 0-2 is in play.
Okay. I just don't know if Tennessee's going to be good enough to beat them.
Next little stretch, let's go with Oklahoma and Ole Miss. What do you think the record is?
I would say 1-1.
I would say 2-0 there.
And then finally at LSU, at A&M.
I would say 1-1.
I would say 1-1. I have them 10-2.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I think that's a path to 10-2, but
you got it close to 9-3.
I don't feel great about it.
Yeah, it's 9-3 or 10-2, and if it's 9-3,
you lost.
Well, with that schedule, I think they might be able to get in. I mean, how many ranked teams?
Yeah.
They're going to play. Ohio State will be ranked. Tennessee should be ranked. Oklahoma 3, Ole Miss 4,
LSU
5, A&M 6, and then wild cards are Missouri and Florida.
Yeah. Ohio State will be counted as 1.5 wins if they win it, or only a half loss if they lose it in the mind of everybody.
And that's fair.
So it depends on how they do in that one. But if they are, 2-loss SEC team and then they lose to Ohio State, I think that puts them on top of the 3-loss teams in the country.
Yeah, they could be the first 3-loss getting in. But if they are a 3-loss team, or God forbid, a 4-loss team for Texas fans, and they didn't get into a college football playoff, I really think at this time next year we are talking about Steve Sarkisian on a
I don't disagree.
hot seat.
Okay, some more win totals as we continue on in our first hour today. Still in this segment after Brownie tells us about the folks at Central State Bank.
That is the bank that is big enough to meet every single need you have, but they're small enough to know you because they are a community bank focused on building relationships, not just opening as many accounts as they can. That is the beauty of dealing with a community bank. The people that make the decisions that impact your life are people that are in your community, not some stuffed suit somewhere in some office you don't even know where they are. It's people you see at the grocery store, at the ballparks, at the churches, at the schools, where your family goes, all right? That's Central State Bank. They are your community bank throughout Central Alabama. Not just opening accounts, building relationships, big enough to meet every need you have, small enough to know you. Central State Bank, member FDIC.
All right, so Brownie, who's next? Are we going to go just down the order?
Well,
Alabama?
we can. It's Alabama. Now, what I was going to say is the first thing that jumped out at me on this graphic before I picked up, just immediate looking at it, that On3 put out yesterday, before I stopped and realized when there are like numbers, they're just going alphabetical, I was like, wow, Alabama fares a little better here than it has in some of these preseason previews, Like seeing Alabama's logo third, I'm like, that's pretty good actually for Alabama based on where some people have had them.
Yeah.
But then I realized, well, that's third of 3 teams. They're only third because they start with an A.
Yeah, that's it.
But still, compared to Athlon yesterday, who had them 7th in the final standings, the win total has them in the top 5.
Yep.
Well, look, they're going to be favored in at least 9 games, possibly 10 games.
You called this a tailor-made 10-2 schedule yesterday.
I really think it is, because you start out, if you're not 5-0,
buddy,
it's a disaster.
It's a disaster.
They are one of the 10 toughest stretches in college football, though, as CBS Sports has it here.
Georgia,
Alabama
Tennessee.
makes the list.
Yeah.
The Georgia, Tennessee, Texas A&M stretch.
Oh, and put the LSU on there.
back.
That might be one of the top 3-4 game most difficult stretches in all of college football. But if you start 5-0 by that time, you would assume that you've built confidence. Your quarterback at that point is very, very comfortable before the Georgia game. And, oh, by the way, you get Georgia and Bryant-Denny, where they've had a pretty good run against the Georgia Bulldogs.
That is correct,
so, you know, I if we did it in 2-game stretches again, do we all agree they're going to be 5-0?
But if they're not, I just
Florida
don't.
State's going to be better than they were last year, but Alabama shouldn't sleep on them this year, and it's at home.
And then it comes down to those 4 games. Like, I don't see them losing Vanderbilt or Auburn at all.
Well, so if you're just 2-2 in that 4, win your 2 home games.
And would you guys not think? I mean, it's a very difficult 4-game stretch, but Georgia at Tennessee, A&M at home, and at LSU, you're 2-2.
Well, I mean, if you just want to go trends, and trends don't always tell the story, as you said, in Bryant-Denny against Georgia, they have been really good. In Tiger Stadium against LSU, they have been really good. In Bryant-Denny against Texas A&M, they've only got the 1 loss. Neyland is the place that has been tricky for them lately.
Well, and only the last 2 trips. I mean, before that, how many consecutive games did they win in Neyland?
Yeah, it was 15 total in a row, so 7 or 8 of those were in Neyland. I don't know or 6 or 7. I don't know the exact number.
Yeah. Truthfully, though, the Kalen DeBoer era has only built in that Georgia home win and that win at LSU. The Texas A&M history and the Tennessee history has either not existed or hasn't been good.
Yeah. No. I agree. I'm just saying.
He's 0-1 at Neyland.
Yeah.
And a lot of those hadn't played Texas A&M.
A lot of those trends were Nick Saban trends. Now the LSU trend, that's actually a historical trend. Alabama has played well in Tiger Stadium.
Shoney won there
forever.
As important as going 2-2 in that stretch is opening 5-0. We know Kalen DeBoer, for whatever weird reason, has a history of losing, games that are just unacceptable. So, it wouldn't be, completely insane to think he could lose one of those. But if you don't start 5-0, like I don't know what you expect out of this season.
Yeah.
I mean, if Kalen DeBoer is going to drop one of these out of nowhere games, you can't say that's Georgia, Tennessee, Texas A&M, or LSU. You take Auburn off the table because that's your rival game. I mean, he's dropping at Vandy, South Carolina, Florida State, at Kentucky, or at State. That is a brutal loss.
I mean,
I don't care which one it is.
1-1 after the Kentucky game.
Oh, my gosh, Lance. I really can't imagine that. Yeah.
I mean, big win for Will Stein.
Yeah, I'd say.
I mean, despite the helmet, even another loss to Florida State would be.
Oh, God. Of course,
almost terminal.
At this time last year, I was like, there's no way they could lose this Florida State game. And they were able to lose that out of conference and still only lose one more game down the stretch.
That's right. And that's remarkable coaching and in locker room leadership to hold that together. And you just can't count on that happening again.
Well, the way they lost that game, like, it wasn't flukish. Like, they got whipped in Tallahassee, and then they were able to bounce back and go on a run.
I think this is one I'd stay away from. Alabama at 8.5, but if I played it, I'd play the over.
Yeah, I would play the over.
9-3 feels like you can find a 9-3 in there easy as you can in the SEC.
I feel like that might be a double down investment for us to play the over 8.5, because if it goes under 8.5. We'll have plenty of content.
We make it back in advertising.
Yeah.
I mean, really, why haven't we been doing that since the beginning?
I mean, what's worse, Sark at 9-3 missing the playoffs, or Kalen DeBoer at 8-4 missing the playoffs?
No, let's go back to betting and to make money as a corporation.
Never a good idea.
What's different than Kentucky investing in horses and farmland for their athletic department?
I don't know if you guys remember that I called this forever ago. As much money as he's made, Floyd Mayweather now has bounced a check.
Yeah,
I beg your pardon. I did not see this story. No.
Yeah, he has bounced a check, and I was like,
he's got federal charges against him, doesn't he?
The way he gambles.
How big was the check?
Watch out. I haven't got all the details. I just saw it this morning. I didn't read the story.
I didn't read
go
the
back
story
and
either.
check
I just
it out.
saw the headline.
It was over a watch worth $200,000.
Yeah.
So he's still trying to spend.
Yeah, and you can't. I don't care how much. Well, if you're a billionaire. Like, he shouldn't be able to spend all his money, but based on the way he gambles and seeing some of the videos of the parties he throws and everything, it's very believable he's going to get in a hole.
Yeah,
Chad
Ojocinco was on Shannon Sharp's podcast recently talking about this, and just when you get that money, just the temptation to just start spending it, and he just kept saying, it's not sustainable. I don't care what kind of career you have. You're not keeping up with the private jet and $50,000 necklace lifestyle.
Well, I mean, he was walking into casinos with duffel bags with millions of dollars, planning on, I guess, probably losing that. Anyway, not to get on that tangent, but
but that's why our company's not betting.
That's it.
Okay, so there's three win totals from BetMGM and the SEC. We'll do some more interesting ones, and we still have a number of SEC teams on the toughest stretches in college football this year as we continue our college football conversation. One of our longtime friends, Matt Mosley, joins the show in the final hour to talk about the Big 12 trying to stay together as a conference after this Sorsby thing. And we'll talk some NFL with him. Big news from Cowboys camp. Hoover's George Pickens is not going to hold out. He's going to play with the franchise tag, he says now. We'll talk to Mosley about the Cowboys and the Big 12 and all that coming up in the final hour of the show. More college football and some comments from you guys in the chat room as well coming up in the next segment, brought to you today by our friends at Storm Restoration Roofing. That is Greg from Pell City. Man, it has been a wet month already here. The temperatures are cool, but nothing is keeping Greg from getting on your roof and giving you a free no-cost roof inspection. Make that a to-do thing this summer. Make it a to-do thing this summer to find out what's going on your roof with Greg from Pell City. It is a free, no-cost, no-obligation roof inspection. If you go to his website, stormrestorationroofing.com, if you look him up on Facebook, Greg from Pell City, or if you call him up on his cell number, just leave him a message or shoot him a text. 205. You can shoot him a text if you're awkward and don't like to talk to people like me. Just text him and say, hey, I want that free no-cost roof inspection. Can you hook me up? 205-542-3531. A-plus rated with the Better Business Bureau. Storm damage repairs. He's got this wonderful soft wash program that can take the staining out of your roof, even though you still have a young roof that has 5 more years of service. He can make it look new. Make the neighbors happy, too. Make your wife happy, and happy wife, happy life. It's our friends at Storm Restoration Roofing, stormrestorationroofing.com.
Forrester on Twitter at Scott Forrester TV.
From driveways to interstates, accidents happen fast. The insurance company's response? Here's our offer. Take it or leave it. Leave it. Call Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. Over 250,000 clients. And no, they don't accept lowball offers. They fight, they win. Over $2 billion recovered. Call now for a free consultation. 659-777-7777 or alexwins.law. Physical office location, Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Never miss anything from the next round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice. Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcasts. Wherever you listen, always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you catch every part of the next round. Listen anywhere in the world at any time on the Next Round podcast feed, and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Thanks for always making the next round a big part of your day.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service. Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from the Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness. Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Back with you on the Next Round. Forster's favorite video of the day started over the weekend at Fenway Park. It has continued all week long because the Scottish fan, known as the Tartan Army, is up in Boston and up in Providence because the Scotland team, the World Cup team, is there. And apparently this fan base is one of a kind. We're learning this about a lot of fan bases. This is them at bars outside of Fenway on the corners, and in the middle is inside Fenway. They've gone to several games. Bunches and bunches of them have, and they do their chants during the Red Sox games. But the Red Sox fans have been loving it. But here's the takeaway. Tyler, by the way, get cut 7 ready. Here's the takeaway. They have drank the bars in Boston out of beer and alcohol. In fact, a couple of bar owners said it is 3 times busier and more drinks served than St. Patrick's Day.
I hope they were prepared for this.
In Boston. No, some bars have run out.
And what fan base is this?
Scotland. Hennessy's right next to Fenway Park says they have drank us out of beer. We are out.
Well, I think it's
trying to get an emergency shipment in.
First time their beer's like 3 times stronger than ours to begin with.
Oh, so they're drinking weak beer.
And they like to drink beer. I think this is their first World Cup since the 60s.
They are a wonderful fan base, and this is what it sounds like inside Fenway Park. Get off my tables, please. Now, I tell you, all these people who are coming over, they seem to be having an absolute blast.
I agree. I have not seen one complaint. I'm sure people complain about everything, but I've not seen one complaint from people like, boy, America's just not what I thought it was, or I've had a terrible time. Like, I've seen the exact opposite. All these Europeans coming over and New Zealanders and people like that, Australians, like, I had no idea this is what the United States was like.
Yeah, but I think this is just kind of the culture. I'm by no means a European expert, but when I was over there, and I know I was around King's Day when I was in the Netherlands, but man, these people from Denmark to the Netherlands to London, I mean, they like to get after it, and they like to day drink. And their day drinking can lead to night drinking. There's a lot of Americans that you got to pick your poison. I'm going to day drink or I'm going to drink at night.
The first video of this I saw was from the actual game, and the announcers, they couldn't even call the game because they had played who is it? I Would Walk 1,000 Miles, the Proclaimers. That Proclaimers song, you know what I'm talking about? I would walk, you know that song.
Terrible song.
And it ends when the at-bat starts. They just kept singing it. Like the whole inning, they just continue to sing the song. And the announcers are like, I mean, what you hear in the background is these Scottish fans that have taken over Fenway Park.
What's wild is who played yesterday that is also in Boston, and the Norwegians. Like, I thought Norway would be the crazier fan base, and watching a lot of that game yesterday, they did have videos of they do the Viking row up the escalators, which is pretty awesome.
That's great video, but they do that in the stands, and it's really a good look as the whole stand's doing it. I wanted to bring up one other thing before we get back to college football. The Scottish fans, it's a tradition they started in 2003, so they don't just do this trip over. But in Providence, where a lot of Scottish fans are staying, now just think about this: if we did this in the SEC when we went on road games, $30,000. They passed a hat and raised $30,000, and they do this on every road trip since 2003 and donate it to a local, wherever they're staying, local children's charity. And so just in the bars, they pass the hat, and they have a guy that takes it up from the different bars, and they donate it to a local children's charity, and $30,000 to Providence over the weekend. And they do that since 2003 on every road trip. Imagine if we did that in the NFL or college football.
Would never happen.
When we go on the road.
Americans are too greedy.
If we would
Someone's
kick in,
running off with the hat.
Yeah, that's exactly what would happen. Have you seen Knicks fans?
Yeah.
Have you seen Knicks fans? And that's the sad
Knicks
thing.
Fans, Dodgers fans, any fans.
You look at, you're not a Knicks fan. I'm not taking a shot at you.
No, I'm just saying every fan base has bad fans.
That was savage behavior last week. But I'm just saying, like, the Japanese, the cleaning, what they do. I don't know if you guys saw their locker room, how the whole team went through and made everything was just, it was immaculate.
Yeah, leave it better. That's their saying. Leave it better than you found it. But that's pretty cool. You had one other thing.
No, I will say, because I'd heard this story before, and it's always a heartwarming story. But I got to remember the fan base. It was LSU. That's what I thought it was, but I wanted to confirm. People may remember the Chucky Mullins unfortunate situation for LSU. He hit Brad Gaines, the Vanderbilt player, and was paralyzed on the hit. And the next week, LSU visited Vaught Hemingway, and they were passing Kentucky Fried Chicken buckets, the old bucket, just through the stands to raise money for his family. And they said the buckets were overflowing.
Yeah,
that was in the 80s, right?
That was in the 80s.
That was the 30
89.
and 30 they did, right?
Yeah, and LSU fans, they were like, LSU, their section, we had to take more buckets up there. The LSU fans are giving so much. So I do think, when it hits home with you, when it's something that's close, we'll be very, very generous. But that is really cool that the Scottish fans do that. It also looks like they have a great time.
They do.
They have a fun time.
Hoover Toyota can help you have a great time on the roads this year. HooverToyota.com.
Yeah, if you're in the market for a car, SUV, truck, whether it's new or pre-owned, our friends at Hoover Toyota, they can help you out. They've been doing it for decades now, rolling out that red carpet program, making sure they retain you as a customer for life. Not only in Birmingham, Alabaster, Vestavia, get and see Scott Peoples, Harold Kim, all the fine folks there. Conveniently located Highway 150, beautiful location there, great inventory, on-site finance department. Stop in, see them, tell them the next round sent you, or view the inventory online today. Go to HooverToyota.com.
And our friends at Innisfree, our countdown to kickoff as we work our way back to a little college football talk. Innisfree countdown, 73 days away. Your game day tradition is Innisfree Irish Pub in Tuscaloosa and Lakeview. Irish-inspired pub food, the signature Irish gold sauce, and always a world-class atmosphere. It's Innisfree. The Innisfree countdown to kickoff is 73 days. All right, Brown, where are we?
All right, so we got to the teams at 8.5. These are the BetMGM win totals. Thank you to On3 for the graphic they put together that we are using here on the show, On3 Sports. They do tremendous work there. Alabama, because it was first alphabetically, was the first 8.5. Win total, Texas and Georgia at 9.5. LSU also at 8.5, and they're a fascinating team.
The third toughest stretch in college football, according to CBSSports.com.
Is it the one after their bye with Alabama, Texas, and Tennessee? Is that right?
Alabama, Texas, Tennessee.
Yeah.
They ranked that the third toughest three-game stretch in college football.
I can buy into that one.
Yeah, only one. Well, I shouldn't say. There is one road game. They do get the benefit of playing Alabama and Texas at home, though. As we mentioned earlier, Alabama has a tremendous historic record in Tiger Stadium.
Yeah, I think this 8.5 is interesting based on this. Let's do the two-game stretches. Clemson, neutral site at Ole Miss. What's the record?
I'm going to say 2-0, actually.
If it's not 2-0, it will be either one of those. Lose your first game at Tiger Stadium, that will be a water-in-the-face moment. Oof. And then if you lose that game in Ole Miss, it'll be a lot of crow eating at that point. So
they'll tear down the goalpost.
You need to be 2-0. The 1-1's on the table, but you need to be 2-0.
Just early feel for me this game's going to be too big for Ole Miss on campus and LSU wins. It's going to be all the build-up and all the revenge, and then LSU ruins the party.
You know, the only thing, does Lane Kiffin make it about himself?
Oh, of course he does.
Get your popcorn ready.
Yeah, of course he will.
Because he did that day in
He
Tuscaloosa, CBS
blew up on
pregame.
Yeah,
Get your popcorn ready.
And really his aggression, and look, aggression can work out a lot of times, and a lot of people still probably were behind him. Hey, you're the underdog, you're on the road, you're playing you're inferior to the team you're playing in Alabama. But those decisions he was making early on, and then it was 21-0 before you could blink. Next 2-game stretch, A&M at home and Alabama at home.
So you did A&M Alabama next, okay?
Yep.
I would say it's a split.
That feels 1-1.
Yeah.
But I would say 0-2 is on the table.
Oh, certainly.
Well, then Texas and at Tennessee.
I think that's a split. So there again, here I've landed at 10-2. So
that's way over the total.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's 1-1 or
I think it's
2-0.
I think it's 9-3 or 8-4. I really do.
Do you really?
I really do.
8-4.
I just can't see them not being at least 9 wins. I wouldn't play Alabama. Of the ones we've done, I'm over Georgia. I think I'm under Texas. I think Texas is 9-3. I think I would not touch Alabama at 8.5. I feel like LSU, I am over with.
Okay, I know people will disagree with this take, but I think Brian Kelly still is a better coach than Lane Kiffin. There is something up with this LSU program. I don't know if they sold their souls in 2019 with Orgeron, but you guys will give me, since that moment, the inconsistencies of this program, the inability to run the football, the inconsistencies at quarterback outside of Jaden Daniels. It's been a weird run since winning the 2019 national championship.
College football is a strange, unpredictable game. We would all agree with that. But I can close my eyes and see Dabo Swinney post-game doing the, y'all all killed us. We were dead. We were buried. Y'all had thrown dirt on this program. We ain't going anywhere. Now, we got a long way to go, but we ain't going to. We showed it here tonight. I mean, can you see that? Can you see?
I don't know if I can see that.
Lance, I can see it. It's a weird, unpredictable sport. I'm not saying Clemson's going to beat LSU, but I can close my eyes and see Dabo playing that game.
What a terrible loss that would be.
Awful.
And how embarrassing is that to say about Clemson? What a terrible loss that would be.
That's where.
Do you guys think Clemson will be a top 25 team preseason?
I just don't. Vizina, the local kid who's the quarterback, if he's the guy, how good is he?
Well, that's the thing. But do you think they'll be a preseason top 25 team?
I think just the logo gets them in the bottom half.
I don't know.
Yeah,
which is kind of crazy.
Speaking of which, if you would last call on voters for our 40 and 40, and we're trying to keep it just to those of you listening to the show today and a few other times, just the cream of the crop of our next round listeners this year. Trying to get you inside the number here. Brooks is going to post a link in the chat room on how you can sign up for that, or you can shoot me a DM at Jim Dunaway on Twitter, on X. At Jim, my DMs are always open, so you can hit me there. Or you can do the link that Brooks is going to put in the chat room, and you've got until about 9:42 tomorrow to either email us or that, and then we're going to shut it off and go. And if you've already done it, if you already sent me, I've got everybody who's already DM'd me. But jump in, and we'll do our 40 and 40 countdown starting on July the 6th. July the 6th, counting down to kickoff this year, and we'll get the votes in pretty quick, and Brooks will build some graphics before he goes on vacation, and we'll all be good to go. So will Clemson be in your top 25 when you put it in? That'll be the question you can ask yourself in our 40 and 40 countdown starting soon.
All right, the final team at 8.5, Texas A&M. And I feel like when we've done these 2-game stretches here, Lance, I've had Texas A&M losing a lot of games potentially. I guess I'm going to, before we even look at it, say under. Do they have a stretch, Dunaway?
They are 8th, right behind Alabama with the toughest stretch. Theirs is in November to end the season. Tennessee at Oklahoma, Texas.
Well, I feel like Tennessee is in a lot of these tough stretches, which tells you when we get to Tennessee, they got a tough schedule.
Yeah, I think that's a lot about a brand. Tennessee on the road, Khaled Station. I mean, winnable game, yeah, but you play it 10 times. I feel like they win twice.
Yeah, but those last two.
Yeah, the last two, and that's where Elko has fallen off. You know, he's had a chance to be in the playoffs a couple of years, made it last year, even with the loss to Texas. But the year before that, when they went to Jordan-Hare and lost that game, that was a tough loss.
I can still find 2-game stretches at LSU, at Missouri.
1-1.
Brown, then you're going under here.
Already? I just went 1-1.
You went 1-1 with LSU and Missouri?
Well, you think they're 2-0 there? The LSU game's in Tiger Stadium. I mean,
that's a tricky. I mean,
yeah.
I would say 1-1 too.
But in your mind, did you have them? Do you have LSU beating them when we did the LSU thing?
I can't remember. I know that was just the last one we did.
Yeah.
But I that's what I just said to start this. I feel like I've already painted myself into the Texas A&M under category here at 8.5.
Yeah.
Would you go 1-1 in that stretch?
They could be 1-1. I mean, I'd love to see Sam Levitt on the field. I've got a Brendan Sorsby.
Sam Levitt will be on the field.
I know, but I'd like to see what he looks like on the field for Lane Kiffin. I guess we're all expecting him to be Jackson Dart. Is that what we're expecting?
I think he'll be really good. I had him number 1 in my SEC quarterbacks.
I mean, I think he could be every bit of Jackson Dart. Yeah.
I have a feeling he's not going to be that great, but I thought Nessmeyer was going to be that great last year at LSU. So maybe I'm just burned on LSU quarterbacks. I'm going to say 1-1. I can see him going 1-1.
Next one in Tuscaloosa and then Tennessee at home.
No, Tuscaloosa's in Tiger Stadium, right?
No. We're Texas A&M.
Oh, it's Texas A&M.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, in Tuscaloosa. 1-1.
Did you do Alabama, South Carolina, or Alabama, Tennessee?
Alabama, Tennessee.
1-1. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think South Carolina's right there. On the road is as difficult as Tennessee at home. And then finally, Oklahoma, Texas.
0-2. And that's how I get them
8-4.
8-4, which is under. I think I'd probably play the under here with A&M.
I'd go 1-1 there as well.
Yeah,
and 9-3 with their schedule probably doesn't get them in.
The thing that concerns me the most is Colin Klein leaving. I think Marcel Reed, I think you saw like his growth under Colin Klein, and I don't know what happens now. Maybe he continues to progress, but I think that is a factor that we really haven't talked about enough with this schedule.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, and I have a note somewhere that talks about Will Stein being there. Colin Klein leaving there. The end of the year for Marcel against Texas and then the Miami game. How did you feel about his play there? Because there's questions whether or not he can win big games.
Yeah, the Miami game, was awful. I will forgive it because if you remember how strong the wind was blowing that day, it was very difficult to throw.
And I mean, those were 2 top 10 defenses too.
Yeah,
I mean, I know elite quarterbacks have got to be able to make plays and be able to move the ball against elite defenses.
And Miami won that game by going to the run in the second half, and they were able to run the ball more effectively because they realized Carson Beck can't throw it.
Well, in special teams, Malachi Toney had the big return. You missed multiple field goals. I know the wind factored into that.
They did.
But special teams really let A&M down in that game.
Yeah. Let's we're not going to do them all.
No.
But let's do
give me one you want.
Let's do Ole Miss.
All right, 7.5.
Let's do Ole Miss, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Florida, and Auburn.
All right.
All the 7-5s and then Auburn.
Ole Miss is at 7.5, and obviously we've talked about several games on their schedule already, including that LSU game in week 3. As I glance at this schedule, Dunaway, do they fall in one of those 3-game stretches that are the toughest in college football according to CBS Sports? I don't see one that jumps out.
Ole Miss?
Yeah.
They do not.
I mean, Auburn, Georgia, at Oklahoma is their toughest 3-game stretch, and it starts with a road trip at Texas.
Yeah, but when we do this 2-2 thing,
they're going to start.
But here's the
they're going
thing:
to stack up.
They've got
with the first one.
Yeah.
They've got 4 games they're going to definitely be underdogs in, and they could lose all 4 of those games and still go over the total of 7.5. I don't know if I would include Louisville in the 2-2s.
Oh,
okay.
if you just started with Louisville, LSU,
1-1.
I can make a case for 0-2.
Well, I was going to say, what do you think is a more difficult game? Louisville neutral site or in the swamp against Florida in September?
I'm going to say in the swamp because you think
agree.
so?
Yeah, I would agree.
I mean, I'm going to say they're equal.
I think Louisville's probably the better of the 2 teams. You got to look at what is Florida then. Now, a lot of that depends on did Florida beat Auburn or not, and I don't know the answer to that question. But if Florida has beaten Auburn in Jordan-Hare and they come in 3-0, there's going to be some John Summerall believers, and the swamp will be hopping.
Yeah, it's tough to do elite 2-2s with this schedule. They, much like, I forgot who it was, has a lot of wild cards on this schedule. Like very losable games, as you mentioned, Louisville, at Vanderbilt, at Florida, Missouri, Auburn. I mean, those are losable games.
It's hard for me because I started my EA Sports College Football Dynasty at Charlotte and got the Tulane job. So Charlotte was better on video than I'm sure they are in real life. But after September 26th, moving to October, that bye week there, you see no scenario where Pete Golding is 1-3 coming out of September.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, there's a scenario. I think it's a very unlikely one, but, I mean, you can't immediately discount
Louisville and Nashville.
Yeah, I think that they will probably just curb stomp Louisville, and it will be one of these, Pete Golding games. They go out, they've got all that momentum. I think it starts getting real September 19th because I could see that be an implosion moment. To Brown's point, so much pressure on campus. LSU comes in, pops them in the mouth. They're so disappointed. They go to Florida the next week, and, then it kind of tailspins.
Yeah, LSU beats them twice because they lose in Florida.
I mean, guys, there's a scenario they don't go to a bowl game.
Oh, no.
Well, 6-6. They can be 6-6.
I don't know if they can be 5-7.
But Louisville, LSU, Florida, and then you go to that stretch where Texas, Auburn, Georgia, Oklahoma.
I think bottom falls out 7-5.
If you're a young coach and you're 1-3 going to Vandy, Missouri, and you get back to 3-3, now you got Texas, and then 3-4. Now you got Auburn, Georgia, and Oklahoma.
Yeah.
I mean, there's 6-6 in play.
I think 8-4 they could digest it. I think 7-5 they're ready to run him out of town. I'm not exaggerating. I think at 7-5, Ole Miss fans would be like, "This is not our guy."
Is September 8th Labor Day? We usually work Labor Day. September 8th is Labor Day this year. We're here working on Labor Day.
September 1st. I thought September 1st was Labor Day. I thought it's the first Monday in September.
Well, that's right, because that's a Sunday game, right? Ole Miss Louisville.
Oh, okay.
The robot says it's Monday, September 7th.
Yeah, the first is a Tuesday.
That's
where
your
I was.
problem.
Yeah,
That's where I was confused.
Yeah.
September 6th is a Sunday game, so you got Sunday Ole Miss Louisville.
That's right.
They lose that game the very next day on Monday. We're here. And then at that point, you're going to be like, God, they lost to Louisville. That LSU Florida stretch, they could be 1-3.
We could do this at some point over the next couple of months. We got 73 days until we kick this thing off.
Yeah.
But the most impactful week 1 losses, like that is going to be right there at the top of the list.
That'd be brutal.
Yeah, that would be horrible. And then you keep going. Go with your 2 because I like the way you do that.
Yeah. So Louisville, Florida. What are you guys doing there? Or Louisville, LSU. You're going 1-1.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go at Florida, at Texas.
1-1.
And then I would go Georgia at Oklahoma.
0-2. God, see, I'm painting myself in a corner here because I think Oklahoma is going to be down this year. But boy, I've got them winning a couple games.
Yeah, but then if I just group together at Vanderbilt, Missouri, Auburn, those 3 games, do you think they go 3-0?
In rivalry with State at home.
I'd go 3-1 out of those 4.
Yeah. Oof.
And then at 7-5.
God, I like Pete Golding so much.
I am too.
The hair is standing up on my arm when I'm sitting here looking at this schedule, thinking of how bad this year could be.
I want Pete to succeed. I like Pete.
But do you think 9-3, which they're not going to make the college football playoff at 9-3, but with this schedule, I think that would be a really good year. But I feel like Ole Miss fans might be disappointed.
It should be. They should look at 9-3 and say, we've got a first-year head coach. And
you got Trinidad Chambliss back, and that changes everything.
It does, but
And fan base, they're unrealistic. And you just got to the college football playoff. You went on a massive roll. And so I think Ole Miss fans believe that they're going to be right back in a college football playoff. And with this schedule, I don't know if it's realistic.
Brown will run through the others after LT tells us about our friends at Odie's. BetMGM win totals. We're discussing these in the first hour. Odie's, a great place to talk about business over lunch.
Yeah, look, a great place to enjoy incredible food from Rodney Davis. Been doing it 4 decades now. The award-winning wings, fantastic burgers, the delicious sandwiches like the Diablo sandwich, ice-cold beer buckets full of the Bud Light. 2 locations, the original in Crestline, also location right there in Homewood on Broadway. They've got live music on Fridays and Saturdays. Good place to watch the College World Series, the World Cup. And they've got trivia every Wednesday night. Me and Brown on the sidelines now, but they still do it. So stop in, see Will Haver and that great staff. Birmingham Institution, it's Odie Stavron.
Oklahoma's also at 7.5. This is an extremely challenging schedule, though I'm not certain that they're going to have a 3-game stretch that qualifies for CBS Sports there, but that's only because some of these tough games get broken up by New Mexico or somebody like that.
They do not.
It's still a tough schedule, even if you don't have a tough 3-game stretch. When you've got to go to Michigan, go to Georgia, go to Florida, play Texas on a neutral site, and you still have to play Texas A&M and Ole Miss at home. That's a tough schedule.
Yeah, I think
walk us through the 2-game stretch.
On the paper, I think they're going to be underdogs in 4 games, but the 2-game stretch will start at Michigan and at Georgia.
I mean, I really think they could be 0-2 there.
No, 1-1.
If they win one, it's Michigan.
Well, if they're 1-1, that's a pretty good start. I think Oklahoma fans would sign up for 3-1 right now. Texas, and let's go at Florida.
1-1.
1-1.
And then finally, Ole Miss and A&M both at home.
My gut tells me
1-1.
2-0.
Okay, but then I will throw in these just for fun. At Missouri, at Florida, and at Mississippi State. Those 3 games. What's that record?
I think they can find a loss in there. I'll go 2-1.
If you factor in South Carolina in a home game, I think they can lose one of those games too.
Yeah.
Lenore Sellers just going, Lenore Sellers, Superman on you.
But that would be very disappointing. I mean, 6-2 in conference last year with again very shaky quarterback play from Mateer. I think Oklahoma fans are like, okay, we hosted a playoff game, we were disappointed. Mateer's going to come back in year 2 with Ben Arbuckle. This offense is going to pop, and we're going to be in a better spot than we were last year. And I don't know if that's realistic.
Yeah, and listen, I'm only parroting what our buddy Dusty Dvorak says, but Oklahoma's offensive line, tackle to tackle, was very young last year and played really good towards the end of the year. They're back intact on that offensive line.
No, that's huge because
really good. Yeah,
you go back 2 years ago. I think it was 50 sacks they gave up.
Yep.
And we saw Jackson Arnold running for his life, and then Mateer, at times early on, especially, wasn't getting a lot of protection, and the offense was just out of sync. I do think the offense is going to be improved, but even with an improved offense, I could still see them at 8-4.
Yeah, I think 8-4. So I'd probably take the over there.
I have a feeling I'm going over on this one, and
that's what's scary. I don't think anybody would take under 7.5.
No, and Michigan, to me, if they win that game in Ann Arbor,
it is such a big game.
It seems like you could see on Selection Sunday that last spot for the playoffs is Oklahoma, Michigan, that discussion. And whoever wins that game is going to get in because they played head-to-head.
That's such a pivotal game for them, that Michigan game.
Do you guys remember how offensively challenged that game was last year?
I do.
It was.
And this is going to be such a big moment, I think, for both Mateer and Underwood.
Did Underwood have like 8 completions in that game?
Yeah,
it was awful.
They decided
terrible.
not to throw it.
Yeah, they just started running and burned clock, basically, and took their loss. Good old Rocky Top is also at 7.5. Bet in MGM
so weird
on
to
3
see Tennessee
graphic
here now, man.
It is.
It's sort of like it was way back in the early 2020s.
I don't think they're going to have one of those 3-game stretches that CBS Sports did, but it doesn't mean also that it's not a challenging schedule.
Yeah, they're not on the list.
At Georgia Tech, at a conference, and then you still host Texas, host Auburn, host Alabama, host LSU, and you have road games at Arkansas, at South Carolina, at Texas A&M, and at Vandy. Vandy not really a road game. There'll be more Tennessee
This
fans.
is a very doable schedule. It's hard for me to put 2 and 2s together here.
Yeah, but Georgia Tech, Texas would be your first one,
Yeah,
right?
and I think you guys would go 1-1, right?
Well, just real quick, I think with Georgia Tech and Vandy being your 2 road games, there'll be more Tennessee fans than Vandy fans. The question is, are there more Tennessee fans than Georgia Tech fans? I don't know that answer, but those are not true road games as far as crowd goes.
Would you go 1-1 at Tech in Texas?
I would.
Then Alabama at South Carolina.
1-1.
1-1, but 0-2's on the table, but so is 2-0, but 1-1.
And then at A&M LSU.
0-2.
0-2.
And then you throw in the wild card games at Vanderbilt, at Arkansas, Auburn.
I think there's
Kentucky.
another loss in there somewhere. Kentucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see them 5 or 4 losses.
Man, they were 4-4 in conference, and if they're 4-4 again this year, again, the expectations aren't realistic. Like all of these guys can't go 6-2 in conference, but I know we didn't have any turnover when you look in the conference this year. I think we're going to have a lot next year. Or maybe not a lot of turnover, but at this time next year, we're going to be talking about a lot of coaches on the hot seat.
Right. And then the big turnover will be after the 2027 season.
Yep.
Yeah, I could see that. One more. Let's do Auburn.
Okay.
And by the way, Auburn, 5th on the CBS Sports list of toughest stretches, and it doesn't include Alabama. It's in October at Georgia, LSU, and at Ole Miss, the 17th, 24th, and 31st without a bye.
Only 3 games Auburn plays in the month of October, and they could very easily go 0-3 for October and play well, actually, and still go 0-3. That's just a challenging stretch. Well, no, they only play. Oh, I'm sorry. I left
they've
off
got the bye between Tennessee and
Yep.
Georgia. I mean, if not, that's one of the more brutal 4-game stretches.
Actually, their month of October is one of the toughest probably in the country there.
And two not give me games in September.
Well, let's go Baylor, Florida. What do you think?
Needs to be 2-0.
It does. Yeah.
Better be 2-0 or it's going to be a tough one.
Needs to be 2-0, but I think 1-1's on the table. Both of those are losable games. They should win them, but both of them are losable.
Yeah, I would go 2-0, but I'm right there with you guys.
Yeah.
At Tennessee, at Georgia. That feels like an 0-2 to me.
I feel 0-2 there, but I feel like this next 2 game I'm going to say 0-2 as well.
I don't disagree.
And then at LSU at Ole Miss.
Yeah, LSU at home at Ole Miss, I think, is an 0-2. So that's 4 losses right there.
I cannot believe I'm including Mississippi State, but I will. At State, at Alabama.
I think they split that. I mean, that's 5 losses and 7-5. Like, if I gave you 7-5, I know it's hard to get excited about a 7-5, but bear in mind, you've not had a winning record as a program since 2019.
Yeah.
So a 7-5 is at least a step in the right direction.
I guarantee, though, our friend like Matt Wyatt is sitting here looking, okay, year 3, Jeff Lebby. They're hosting Florida in year 1 with John Summerall. That's a game we've got to win. I think there's a lot of people that believe that's a more difficult game for Florida than it is Mississippi State.
Yeah. No, I understand.
Which it should be based on how State was at home. It was an ultimate tease job at home last year.
Yeah, but buddy, it was a tough out.
It was.
Yeah. I mean, Texas, ask Texas and Tennessee.
I would say 7-5 for Auburn should be what's expected. Now, that Baylor game in Mercedes-Benz Stadium, that first one,
that would be
if you took an L there.
Auburn was just not good. They were not a good team last year, and Baylor struggled to stay on the field with them.
They did.
Well, we'll get to our favorite Baylor grad in the 11 o'clock hour, Matt Mosley.
Right. Yeah.
But I think it's interesting because, he's he calls Dave Aranda the Whisperer. Like our Will Power. He really is. But Dave Aranda is on a major hot seat, and that would be a bad loss for Aranda, but it would be a huge win.
They get a great break that it's at Mercedes-Benz. They don't have to go to Jordan-Hare.
Yeah, Baylor does.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, and feel free to clip this out and send it to Auburn people if you want, Forrester, since you sent one out yesterday about Alabama. The Auburn businesses that were griping about the move of that game to Atlanta and Mercedes-Benz can be quiet now. They can take a seat because Auburn brought that World Cup game, that warm-up game.
City was packed.
We were down there.
Yep.
The city was packed. The restaurants were packed. The hotels were packed. It was a great weekend. I feel like financially for the businesses in Auburn, that World Cup game made up for it. For that Baylor weekend?
Yeah, I don't know if it made up for it, but it did soften the blow. Because
nice
I think
pop.
A football weekend, I don't know about you, it seems like that's a one-day event for what we were at last Tuesday where people would come in and use the hotels.
Well, you had a lot of Argentina folks that were there.
That's a little bit different.
Yeah.
But a full Baylor weekend, it seems like those college football home game weekends start on a Thursday and they go all the way to late Sunday.
Yeah, so that helped with the Auburn.
It did soften the blow.
And by the way, Auburn's athletic department made a little money. And also, you're playing that game at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. You're getting a big chunk of money for playing that game, $5 million for playing it over there. And the buzz was you made $5 million hosting that game at Auburn as well. So it seems to be a wash to me that the businesses got that World Cup game this summer.
Yeah, local economy.
That'll make up for what you're losing in that Auburn trip.
But I don't think John Cohen
Atlanta.
and Alex Golish agree to do this game if you don't believe you can beat Baylor. Because Baylor and Jordan-Hare is different than Baylor and Mercedes, but this is still a game you're going to be favored and you should win.
Yeah. All right. When we come back, how Jackson Koivun can get on the Mount Rushmore, or is there a path for him to be on the Mount Rushmore of Auburn athletics? We'll talk about that. Some NFL news, Matt Mosley in an hour, show being brought to you by our friends at Michelson Laser Vision. We'll do the viewing menu later on in the show.
Michelson, make sure you make that phone call that I made way back in 2003. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, they are best in the business. Dr. Michelson, the first to perform the LASIK procedure in 1995 in the state of Alabama. Again, I got it done in 2003. Still have 2015 vision, better than 2020. Make the call that I made. When you make that call, ask for Amy. She's going to hook you up with a hassle-free consultation. You have nothing to lose to find out if LASIK is right for you. 205-969-8100 or michelsonlaservision.com.
Hop in. Injured in an Uber or Lyft? Here's the problem. Was it the driver's fault? The other car? The app company? Good luck figuring that out while you're trying to heal. Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys, they've got a guy for rideshare accidents. And here's the best part. They don't get paid unless you do. You heal. They fight. One call, 659-777-7777. Or visit alexwins.law. Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. Because rideshare accidents need an experienced team. Physical office is Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Next Round shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats all in one place, nextround.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know, you might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all of your favorite Next Round gear by visiting nextround.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at nextround.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from nextround.store.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemphill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemphill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemphill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemphill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from The Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Rolling on as we go to hour number 2 here, brought to you in part by our friends at Crane U. If you're looking for a change in your career, this is the place to call.
Yeah, our friends at Crane U, when you do reach out to either Nicole or Francis, make sure you tell them The Next Round sent you. But if you're curious about a career in the crane industry, we have told you before, first big step is getting certified, becoming fully compliant. Crane U is here to guide you every single step of the way. Crane U is your all-in-one destination for crane certification success. They guide you through every single step of the process, from comprehensive preparation, both in and out of the classroom, to ensure you're fully equipped for even the toughest exams. Then we streamline your experience by administering both the written and hands-on tests right there at the facility, so you can get certified with confidence and convenience. Inspections, training, certifications, whatever you need, Crane U's got it handled. One call you make and you are good. For more information, craneu.com. That is craneu.com.
I think there is a path. I think there's a path for Jackson Koivun to be on the Mount Rushmore of Auburn athletes when his professional career is done. He's going to have to do a lot of stuff. I understand this. But if I go Mount Rushmore, four faces, that's all I can do for those not familiar with what Mount Rushmore is. I mean, there's not 5 yet. The
3
Trump
is
one
so
not
easy.
there yet.
This is almost like the quarterback discussion we had yesterday. I mean, 3 are slam dunks, and I don't think he could ever be above any of these 3.
Barkley, Bo, and Cam for me.
Easy.
And then you got Frank Thomas. that is a Major League Baseball Hall of Famer.
Yeah,
Pat Sullivan's a Hall of Famer.
Pat Sullivan's your guy.
No, Pat Sullivan's not on here.
Pat Sullivan's not on there.
100%. I mean, you guys are Auburn fans. Scott, I mean, let Scott go.
I mean, like, sentimental, but I mean, it's not even close.
He won the Heisman
It's
Trophy.
not even close. So did Cam and Bo. And then
they're
look at
easily on there.
Barkley and Frank Thomas. Frank Thomas, the career so much better than Pat Sullivan.
I mean, he is a Hall of Famer in Major League Baseball.
I'm just it's
not even close.
Real quick, guys.
Now, I'm not talking just while at Auburn.
Yeah.
I mean, this is your whole career.
Canada did not tell us who to put on our Mount Rushmore. So far be it for me to tell Auburn fans. I'm just telling you. I think Auburn fans, Scott,
I'll tell them who needs to be on their
but you don't get to do that. This is their Mount Rushmore.
I can do it. This is my Auburn Mount Rushmore.
Can I just cut this conversation off?
Please.
It's over. There is no more availability on Auburn's Mount Rushmore. Frank's on it.
Yeah.
Okay, so Scott says you can't even put Jackson Koivun on there. He says,
I agree. I mean, there's
no
no chance this kid will ever get there.
Okay, what does it take for him to get there? He's at Auburn. He's a 2-time national champion, 3-time SEC Player of the Year. So he did more to me than Frank Thomas did in an Auburn uniform. Frank Thomas went on and had an unbelievable professional career.
I think it would take 3 or 4 majors, 3 or 4 major wins.
I think more than that, honestly.
If he wins 4 majors, Brown, he doesn't. You had Pat Sullivan first off. You didn't have Frank Thomas.
I just said I think Auburn fans would go
Pat
Pat
Sullivan. So Frank Thomas not even in there.
That was a big swing and a miss. Because I mean,
whoa! Not on mine. I just said Auburn fans.
But I mean, Forster just told you it's not even close.
I said I thought Auburn fans would go Pat Sullivan.
Yeah, no.
Canada.
Where is Frank on the all-time home run list? He's high, isn't he?
Oh yeah.
He's well over 500.
Yeah, I mean he's a Hall of Famer, so he's high. I mean, is he top 10 all
he
time?
He is one of the best DHs of all time. And then you put in when he was playing first base. I mean, he was just an incredible player. I mean, incredible.
Yeah. Now, he doesn't get as much love. I mean, Auburn fans love him, but Auburn baseball just didn't do a ton when he was there, right? In an Auburn baseball uniform.
I mean, to use Pat Sullivan, he's a more beloved Auburn person
because of what he did in an
Auburn uniform. Yeah.
But Cam Newton was a national champion in an Auburn uniform and an NFL MVP.
Correct.
Played in a Super Bowl.
And Charles had the best professional career of any of these guys. He just doesn't have the championship.
Yeah.
I mean,
he was also really good in an Auburn uniform.
Right.
I mean, Frank would mirror what Charles did.
Yeah. And then Bo Jackson is still in debate to be one of the best all-around athletes in the history of Earth.
There's no doubt. He just did not have the professional career because of injuries.
I don't know anything about this kid. I mean, obviously he's a really, really good golfer.
Yeah.
But there is zero chance.
Okay, but 4-time majors. 4 majors. I mean, what category does that put you in golf?
How many does Spieth have right now?
Spieth has won a Masters, a British, a U.S. I think he's only got 3.
Yeah, I just remember the pressure for Spieth coming out of Texas, what that pressure was. I don't think this kid's got that, but as good as Spieth. I mean, Spieth coming out of Texas was better than this kid, though, right? I mean, I guess it's subjective.
I don't know about his college career. Maybe people thought he'd be a better pro.
This guy's a 2-time national champion. 3-time SEC Player of the Year. Pretty good golfer.
No, I don't disagree, but I'm just saying I remember people talking about Spieth when he was still playing at Texas on a national.
It was actually before that when he was a high schooler. He played on PGA Tour events and made a cut or 2, I think, as a high schooler. So people already thought this guy was going to be something else. So 4 majors, to answer your question, Jim, would put you 22nd all time. Now, there's some old guys in there, but I'll just give you the ones you've heard of. Raymond Floyd, Ernie Els, Scotty Scheffler. That's
what does 5 do for me?
5 gets you into the top 16. That puts you with Brooks Koepka, Seve Ballesteros, Byron Nelson. And then 6 gets you in the top 12. That puts you with Rory, Mickelson, Nick Faldo, and Lee Trevino.
Okay,
I think that's bare minimum.
If he gets 6, it's not even close.
Well, okay, but who are you going to bump? Because Forrester will default to you. To me, Barkley and Frank Thomas are 1 and 2. If we're talking about the entire careers,
Bo Jackson is 1 for me.
Yeah, I mean, I can't go along with that.
I mean, well, Bo's iconic, but I'm just talking about the professional career wasn't even close.
I mean,
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
I would
Auburn
argue that
football
Bo's the greatest athlete that ever lived.
No, I don't. I get that, but I'm just talking about because of the injury.
I'm not sure Auburn football still exists if Bo had gone to Tuscaloosa and not Auburn in the 80s.
Such an overstatement.
I mean, I cannot imagine how long that win streak continues if Bo Jackson had chose Alabama.
Yeah, I would take, if this guy wins 5 majors, I would take Cam Newton off, which sounds crazy, but it was just the 1 year. That's all I would say. I mean, it's the greatest 1 year we've ever seen, but if I have to pull somebody off, if this kid wins 5 majors.
If it's 5 majors and it's a career Grand Slam.
I'm with you there. If anybody who's currently on my Mount Rushmore, if I had to bump one of them off, it'd be Cam.
So Cam is in the transfer phase. He's the transfer spot.
Yeah, probably.
He's pretty firm right now.
Yeah, he is. But, I mean, based on the 1 year, boy, you guys have got some expectations for this kid.
Oh, I don't. I think this is
I think it's more Ricky Fowler, which is great.
I think it's a wasted discussion because the odds of him winning 4 majors are
0.
I wouldn't go 0, but they're infinitesimal. They're very small.
Okay, save that clip.
Okay, please do, because I'll be retired when he does it.
I don't know how many more years we have. Brown's talking retirement right here on the show, but I'm
right there with you. If he wins 5, we might be dead and gone.
I mean, would you say Scotty Scheffler?
Go ahead, in case I'm alive and in a nursing home, go ahead and send me the clip of that right there.
Well, Scheffler doesn't even have 5. Doesn't Scheffler have 4
so I can
right now?
send it out from wherever I am, or I get my nurse after she changes my diaper to send this out.
Scotty Scheffler has had the greatest majors start. It's tied with Tiger Woods, okay, who's the best that's ever done it. And he's only got 3. I mean, that's how hard it is to win these things. Like, nobody has started better in majors than Scotty Scheffler.
Yeah, at some point we'll be discussing, is Scotty Scheffler leaving too much meat on the bone? Is he really living up to expectations?
I mean, that's like, people are like, he's got an opportunity for the career Grand Slam this week. I mean, the expectation is every event he plays in, he's going to win.
Apologies. He's got 4. Let me correct myself. He's got 4. Yeah, 2 Masters. I shorted him a Masters, unfortunately.
But
he's a win this week away from a career Grand Slam.
Yeah, you will give me, he's the most dominant golfer we've seen since Tiger.
So there's no doubt about it. It's not even an argument.
And he hasn't gotten 5.
And he's at 4. And
I mean, even if I put this guy's over under at 1/2, I mean, I think that's fair. 1/2, will he win a major in his career?
I mean, I'd bet the under, because most guys don't win a major.
Too.
Now, you get some random major winners, too. I mean, there'll be a rando.
Danny Willett?
There's a Danny Willett and a Steve Jones, who most people don't even know what I'm talking about.
The discussion, though, Brown, was what would it take for him to get on Mount Rushmore?
I think 6 majors and a career Grand Slam. That's where I'd put it.
To bump Cam Newton off.
Correct.
That's asking a lot.
Oh, it's only asking what Rory
Do you know how
McIlroy
enjoyable Sundays will be for Auburn people if this kid is in the hunt to win not just one major, but starts trying to win multiple majors?
When is he eligible? I mean, I
know how
you get
excited these fan
exemptions,
bases get.
But when will he play in his first PGA event? Do you have any idea?
Well, he's playing the U.S. Open this week, and he's eligible right after that. Yeah.
Watch him go out and win it this week.
Yeah, well, that'd be a stunner.
If he wins it,
if he wins it this week, he's already ahead of Pat Sullivan, by the way. He is. Yeah. Will you give me that, Forrester? If he wins a major this week, he's ahead of Sullivan.
I'll give him that.
Yeah. I was having a bourbon and smoking a cigar last night with the dogs outside watching it rain, and I was like, boy, how thankful I am of all my career and everything that has gone on, meeting you guys and all that. I will bring one of my cigars in and smoke it on set here. Fire alarms be damned if he wins on Sunday.
I'll let you. Yeah. If he wins the U.S. Open at Shunnarah, maybe the toughest U.S. Open track.
Let's just. What do you think? Our profit from this past month, should we just put it all on him to win this at was he 1,000 to 1?
Oh, I'd say no. We do not do that.
I'm kidding.
I mean, at our friends at Kalshi, you can play. I've got Xander Schauffele as a top 20 finisher. And
what odds did you get on that?
I got minus 124.
All he's got to do is finish all
20.
Yeah.
I felt like I'm printing money. After we do our fine friends at Urology Centers of Alabama, Brown will try not to sound like Tyler talking soccer and give us a U.S. Open.
I'm not going to be uppity like Tyler.
Tyler was running the diamond formations. And
I don't think they can help it. When Tyler talks soccer and Brown talks golf.
Yeah, it's baked in.
They have pinky out.
Yeah. The IQ starts falling out of your eardrums. It's just leaking out the sides. Golfisms and soccerisms. Our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama, if you have other leakage, they can handle anything going on in your urological system. Urology Centers of Alabama, 70 plus years of compassionate care. 205-930-0920 when it's time to make an appointment. But the first thing to do, go to the website and just see everything they offer. UrologyCentersAlabama.com. UrologyCentersAlabama.com. I told you those 10 locations, 70 years of compassionate care with those great urologists that have called Urology Centers of Alabama home. And new guys coming in all the time, men and women, and they take care of men and women as well, not just prostate health and kidney stones, but for the women as well, hormone treatments. They handle it all. Urology Centers of Alabama, 205-930-0920, UrologyCentersAlabama.com.
So he says the Greg Ducharme is who I'm about to talk about. He hosts a number of golf podcasts and works with SiriusXM. And he did an eliminator. He says the last 7 U.S. Open winners have a lot in common. They meet all of these trends. And I'm not going to read all the trends and all the players that he starts with. I'll just cut to the chase on this one. But there's some statistical trends like strokes gained per round. That's PGA Tour statistics, so I don't want to get too deep into that. They all had finished tied 8th or better in their last 5 starts. That narrowed the list a little bit. There's another couple stats in there. Several stats in there, in fact, some of them driving, some of them putting, but all these guys meet all these statistics. So they're driving it well, they're hitting a lot of greens, they're making a lot of putts. He said last year when I went through this, I did not come up with as many names as I came up with this year. He's come up with more names than he normally does on this. They had at least 6 major top 10s, 6 major top 10s going into the U.S. Open they won. Scotty Scheffler, Roy McIlroy, Cam Young, Matt Fitzpatrick, Tommy Fleetwood, Xander Schauffele, Adam Scott, Jon Rahm, and Bryson DeChambeau is who you get down to. They had at least 1 U.S. Open top 10. That knocks nobody out. Same list there. They have multiple tour wins. That knocked out Tommy Fleetwood. Keep in mind, he's only got the 1 tour win.
0 majors.
Yeah, 0 majors. He's always hovering. He's always there. He's a pretty good play over the weekend. Plays well on Saturday and Sunday, but he can't win a major.
I would have played him this weekend. You know, we've got that thing where you get 4 guys for all the majors and it's total money, but I've already played him.
Yeah.
But I would have played Fleetwood.
I don't hate him in this situation. And somebody will have to look it up, but I think last time they came to Shinnecock, Fleetwood shot a Sunday 63, I believe. If somebody will confirm that for me. I think he shot a Sunday 63. Lance, I think that was 2018.
Okay, I'll tell you.
Sunday 63, if I remember last time they were here. So he's got some history on this course. But the last eliminator was anybody that has won it was top 25 in the world golf rankings. And so these are the guys that eliminates down to Scotty Scheffler, Roy McIlroy, Cam Young, Matt Fitzpatrick, Xander Schauffele, who Dunaway just mentioned, and Jon Rahm. Now, one issue is Bryson was 38th in the official World Cup, or the official World Golf Rankings. The golf rankings are weird right now because of all the live stuff, so you got to kind of cut through some of that. But his eliminator gets you down to 6 players: Scotty Scheffler, Roy McIlroy, Cam Young, Matt Fitzpatrick, Schauffele, and Rahm. I will tell you, he said, of all the guys, if you sit down and list out all these stats and standings and everything I'm talking about, the guy that performs best is Matt Fitzpatrick.
Already used him too. Tommy Fleetwood, 6th ever to shoot a 63 at the U.S. Open, finished 2nd back in 2017.
17 at Shinnecock?
Yeah, he was one shot short of forcing a playoff with Koepka, who won it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Shinnecock.
So that was a backdoor second place for
Is 63
Fleetwood.
good?
63 is at the time,
in a U.S. Open.
Yeah, but in that year, though, Brooks Koepka won it +1.
Yeah. And Fleetwood shot a 63 on Sunday. So the winner's at +1 to get to +2.
Yeah. Retief Goosen won in 2004 -4. That's the best they've ever done at Shinnecock in the last 4 visits. Corey Pavin won in 1995 even, and Raymond Floyd won in 1986 -1. So -4 and Goosen in 2004 burned the course up by U.S. Open Shinnecock standards.
Yeah,
is this right? Is there only one player in the history of golf that shot a 62 in a major championship?
That is correct.
Do you know who it is?
It was. Gosh, I remember it happening, and I can't say it now. Who was it?
Brandon Grace.
Yeah, Brendan Grace. He did it at
Royal Birkdale.
Yeah, in the British.
Open.
Yeah, 63 was that gold standard number in a major. So Fleetwood has done it on this course before for 1 round. Can he put 4 together? That's what he's never been able to do in a major. So I say all that to say, when you look at some of these statistical eliminators, Matt Fitzpatrick is the guy that performs very well in these, and he's won a U.S. Open before. Tough course. One of the toughest tracks they play a U.S. Open on, as Jim just showed you with those numbers. But it's a wide variety of winners. Like Corey Pavin was the shortest hitter on tour at the time, Jim, and Brooks Koepka's a bomber. So, it doesn't necessarily benefit a guy to be a long hitter. It is a second shot course. The controversy at this course is a couple times they've played it here, the USGA has lost the greens. They've gotten the greens too baked out, and one time, and this is unprecedented, they were actually watering some of the greens between groups, which they've never done before. So they've had trouble keeping this course playable at times because they've gotten it too hard.
Justin Ray about Shinnecock. Of the 654 players who have played in a U.S. Open at Shinnecock, just 3 have finished the tournament under par.
Yeah, it's a tough track, man. Tough track.
I mean, I don't know.
654 players, 3 have finished the tournament under par.
I don't know if that's the golf I like.
Oh, I love it.
I'm kind of in between. I don't like when it's easy scoring out there, but seeing people play golf like I play golf.
Yeah, I wish DeChambeau did a wonderful thing on social media 2 days ago now, where he just takes a ball, walks on the side of one fairway, and he throws it over into the rough, and walks over there and says, "Oh, sure, I can hit this out." Takes the swing, and it goes about 6 feet.
Oh, yeah.
And then he picks his ball up and says,
at least he found it.
Don't want to be there.
Yeah, the fescue is ankle or knee high in places. So, yeah, you get over in that mess, and you are in deep
Have we ever had
trouble.
a visual snake on a master, or not on a Masters, on a major course?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think I remember one happening, a snake going across.
Yeah, like near a ball, anybody ever been bit?
I don't know that everybody's been bitten, but I've seen a snake go across fairway in a tournament. It might have been the players.
I wonder what would happen. Like, let's just say, like a cottonmouth bit somebody going for their ball.
Well, your playing partner has to suck the poison out.
Would they allow them though?
Caddy does. That's why he does
10%. More the caddy's job.
Oh, caddy sucks the poison out.
Is that a WD though?
Well, I mean, it depends on how bad it is. Like if I know I've got 3 hours to get to the hospital, I'll finish the round. And if my caddy has sucked the poison out, I'm probably just going to go in and
I think
play.
we've got a better chance of seeing the snake bite at a major than dude winning more than one.
The Jackson Koivun.
Yeah.
Has there ever been a Happy Gilmore situation where someone has a gator encounter on the course?
Oh, yeah, gator encounters happen.
More common, actually.
Yeah, more common than snakes, I'd say.
By the way, No Vig, which I think is a gambling site, had a wonderful graphic just talking about the underdogs we've seen so far by month this year. So pick an underdog, a Cinderella story for the U.S. Open this weekend, maybe.
Lance has one.
It could, the way the year is gone, it could be you. January, Indiana Mendoza wins the Natty. February, Sam Darnold Seahawks win the Super Bowl. March, the Big Ten wins the NCAA basketball tournament, first time in forever. April, Roy wins back-to-back Masters.
I mean, come on, it's Rory.
That's not an underdog.
May, Arsenal wins the Premier League, and now the Knicks in June. What will July bring? Buckle up, right?
You think Sam Darnold appreciates it? It's not Seattle.
Yeah.
This sumbitch came out of nowhere.
We could see the Seahawks doing it, but not with that guy.
We'll get to 4 downs. Matt Mosley, trash, viewing menu, all still to come on the show that's being brought to you today by the folks at Inverness Country Club. Brownie, tell us about Inverness.
I'll be out there a little bit later today.
Is there anything left in the pro shop? I mean, every day you've got an Inverness Country Club thing on. I've got an Inverness Country Club hoodie down here if it had gotten cold here, but another golf shirt in there.
Yeah, I like to support the brand there. My friends at Inverness, they got good gear there.
It does. Everything you wear looks fantastic.
Well, thank you. That's very nice of you to say.
What's a little pattern in there? Is it just dots?
It's just dots. Just a little gray dot. Yeah. This is a stitch shirt.
I didn't know if it was like a sandwich from the pro shop or something. A little small
No, they've got.
Sandwich.
You've seen Suttles wear it. They've got the one that's got one of the drinks out there on it on the hat. You've seen Suttles wear that.
Yeah.
Inverness Country Club, ICCAlabama.com. Maybe your only shot to play golf this week if you're in the Birmingham area, so I'll be out there. Today, ICCAlabama.com if you are looking for a club home in the Birmingham area.
Or a pro shop to go get Father's Day.
Or a pro shop to buy Father's Day if you're a member there. Inverness Country Club, the best days happen in Inverness. You can set up a tour with our friend Erin. Erin Hilliard is her name. She's a fantastic person and love to show you the ropes there at Inverness. 205-991-8608. 205-991-8608. You're going to see a great course, beautiful clubhouse, get some wonderful food, that tennis facility. The construction's almost finished there. It's world-class. Resort-style pool with a cabana. But the people make Inverness just a great place to be a member. Take my word for it. Tell Aaron you want to play where the next round plays. 205-991-8608. for Inverness Country Club or ICCalabama.com.
And our friends at Way to Wellness, Brown looked at me when I was eating my protein bar this morning. They have sort of a peanut butter Twinkie-like protein bar that's unbelievable this morning. It's got a little marshmallow-like thing in it. It was delicious. I had that for breakfast this morning. The protein bars keep me from bad snacking or overeating at breakfast, so I can have my own lunch, my own dinner. Makes life enjoyable, keeps weight off. It helped me lose a lot of weight, 45 pounds one time. It really works, folks. It's our friends at Way to Wellness, Leslie and her board-certified team, standing by to help you out. You can get a free consultation with Leslie. There's no contracts and there's no sign-up fees. And they've got everything from injection therapies to meal replacements and everything in between. See everything they offer at aplanforme.com. It's Way to Wellness, your journey to healthy living.
Take the next round anywhere you go with official Next Round gear. Buy yours today at nextround.store.
Hop in. Injured in an Uber or Lyft? Here's the problem. Was it the driver's fault? The other car? The app company? Good luck figuring that out while you're trying to heal. Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys, they've got a guy for rideshare accidents. And here's the best part. They don't get paid unless you do. You heal. They fight. One call, 659-777-7777. Or visit alexwins.law. Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. Because rideshare accidents need an experienced team. Physical office, Birmingham.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Never miss anything from the Next Round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcast, wherever you listen. Always like, follow, subscribe, turn on automatic download so you can catch every part of the Next Round. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed, and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed. Thanks for always making the Next Round a big part of your day. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090. Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000. Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today.
Rolling back on the next round, we're about to do our spotlight. College football spotlight we do every day. Countdown is at 73 days. 73 days. Get cut 4 ready for me if you can, Tyler. College football recruiting is really crazy right now. Notre Dame got their third 5-star guy yesterday. Edge rusher Abraham Cisse, 6'6", 235, picks Notre Dame over LSU, Penn State, and Florida State. This program is cooking at Notre Dame right now. And they're still the only team that gets to, create their own 12-game schedule.
That's right, yep.
And they can't get bumped out because of a group of 5 or conference champion. If they're in the top 12, it's an automatic spot now moving forward. Notre Dame's in a good place.
Now, tell them that last year when they got bumped out of the top 12 so that they could put somebody else in. But I see what you're saying.
No, they were in the top 12, but because of rule, they were not the 12-team playoff.
Right.
Now they can't be bumped out.
Yeah.
If they are in the top 12 of the rankings, other teams, like the 9th place team technically, could get bumped out because of conference champions and group of 5s and all that.
They snuck in some Lucky Charms on that graphic.
Yeah,
big fan of.
Throw it back up again.
Now,
Hayes Fawcett's
I don't know if you guys
fantastic.
saw this, but they've got the qualifier odds percentages for 81 teams in college football to get to the college football playoff. And they have by far the strongest odds. They're 1-7 to make the playoffs.
Wow.
They're
1 to
minus
7.
700. With that schedule, I get it. They've got a 88% chance roughly of getting to the college football playoff.
No way they lose 3 games.
There's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way. At 10-2, they're going to get in.
Yeah.
Like, I would be shocked if they lost 3 games.
Yeah, they can't. They don't have a schedule where they can lose 3 games.
It would be very difficult.
Boy, we've very quickly forgotten Marcus Freeman finding losses to Northern Illinois and Marshall, have we not?
Yeah, but I wonder as a head coach
that.
if he's gotten past that.
It feels like
We'll
he
see.
has. Feels like he has. All right, so here's another recruiting note before we hit the spotlight. Some services have him as a 4-star, but 24/7 has him as a 5-star. Dakota Garant picked Oregon yesterday. Here's what's interesting about this. He's from Harper Woods, Michigan, and he picked Oregon over Michigan. So virtually in one service, a 5-star wide receiver from Harper Woods, Michigan, doesn't pick Michigan and picks Oregon. That's a big get for Dan Lanning. He feels like he's cooking as well, turning a corner.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can't discount how much a kid grows up loving a program. I don't know if this kid was a Michigan fan or not, but a lot of kids like to get away for their college experience.
Dream come true is what he said.
For Michigan?
For him to go to Oregon.
Oh, well, there you go. I mean, uniform. I mean, there's kids out there that grew up pulling for Oregon.
No doubt.
Yeah.
And a lot of that, you just said the word uniform. A lot of that is because of the uniform.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll talk Auburn recruiting tomorrow on the show. Speaking of cooking, they've been cooking, and they may be getting another big recruit this week, according to Justin Hokanson, the fine folks at On3 Auburn Live, if you want to check them out. And hear from a little Kalen DeBoer tomorrow on the show as well. He was down in Mobile, both of Coach Golish and Coach DeBoer down in Mobile at the Mobile Hall of Fame last night. But we'll save that sound for you tomorrow on the show. But right now, let's do the spotlight. Tyler, if you will, man.
The College Football Spotlight.
It's presented by our guy, Alexander Shunnarah, Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. Alexander Shunnarah was born in Birmingham, Alabama. Grew up in Birmingham. Went to UAB for school, so went to school in Birmingham. And when it came time to start one of the biggest firms in the entire country, he said, I want to do it in my hometown of Birmingham. And that is exactly what he's done. Now, more than 150 attorneys under his roof, more than 500 dedicated team members. He's serving Birmingham, the state of Alabama, the Southeast, the entire country, but he does it from right here in his hometown. That's the kind of guy he is. When you find yourself in any sort of legal situation, you start with Alexander Shunnarah, Shunnarah.com. You don't pay a dime unless they win your case, Shunnarah.com.
Our poll question at our social media site, at Next Round Live, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all-time great programs in college football that you would like to see return to greatness. And Brooks has sent this out today. I'll read it exactly how he writes it. Who is an all-time great college football program that you'd like to see return to championship glory? All right. On Instagram, he actually does the panels of some teams out there. What's it called again?
Panel slide?
Is it a panel slide?
No, it's just one graphic. I've got 7 teams as suggestions.
Here is where this is complicated.
Jim wanted a carousel.
The first name that comes to mind for me is USC, because obviously I want USC to come back. But if you're not like a fan, like, Dunaway, you're an Alabama fan. There's not another team you want to come back to prominence. You don't give a shit, do you?
I do. I want Alabama to come back to prominence.
But I'm saying if it's not your this is why it's kind of a complicated question.
I would, the first program that jumped to mind, and to show you, they're on there. I was about to say Brooks didn't even include them in his graphic to show you how far they've fallen, but he did. Now that I look, is Nebraska. That's the first program that came to mind for me.
I mean, USC is, I don't know the criteria, Brooks, of what date you cut off, but it has been since 2004 that USC. So it's been now over 20 years since USC's won one.
USC and Oklahoma were the only. You just got to start cutting people out. I just picked 7 random teams that it's been over a decade since they've won one. So USC and Oklahoma would probably be the other 2 suggestions I would throw into the 7 teams in the graphic.
Yeah, but I'm like Lance. If I say I'm an Alabama fan, there is nobody on that graphic I really want to see win, because you spent most of my life cheering against those teams because I needed Alabama to get a shot to get in there.
Now, I do wonder if we are going to get numb and maybe even fatigued of teams like TCU and Indiana being good, because I do think we're going to have random years where you're going to get a team like a TCU, especially in today's NIL. Would you guys be shocked if like a Washington pops up one year?
No, I'm not shocked anymore.
A Utah pops up.
Indiana can.
I wonder if we've got an appetite for that on a consistent basis.
But to your point, Lance, this leads to, and I think we all agree with this, the statement that if we did a list of statements we hate during the college football season, this makes our top 10. This would be 10 commandments of things I hate to hear college football analysts say. College football is better when 100%. Blank is good.
100%.
Right?
It does not matter.
That. I hate that.
We've had eras where Alabama wasn't good, Ohio State wasn't good, USC wasn't good, Texas wasn't good. All your blue bloods.
But see,
and college football lived.
And by the way, people were very happy when Alabama wasn't good.
That's right.
People were very happy when Notre Dame wasn't good.
I will say, all the fan bases outside of that fan base is going to be really excited, but there is something to that. I've always disagreed with you guys, and an example I would give you right now is the New York Knicks. What did the Knicks do for NBA ratings?
They were tremendous, and I get what you're saying there. I'm just saying personally, I have never sat through a college football Saturday and said, you know what really sucks about this college football Saturday? Notre Dame's a 4-win team. Yeah, I've never been like, boy, I find great games. There are great games in a college football Saturday. I completely understand what you're saying, and you're right. TV ratings are better when a Notre Dame is in it, and they're really good. I get that, but I'm just, for pure enjoyment of college football, I don't have to have the Blue Bloods be good.
Yeah. Now, technically, if the top 20 best teams in the country are all 20 brands, the biggest of Blue Bloods,
we'd probably call it our best season ever.
That would be an unbelievable season.
Well, another example, and look, and this is not apples to apples, but in Shinnecock this weekend, if you've got Rory and Scheffler in your final pairing, or you have 2 absolute randos, which is a possibility.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to see Scheffler and Roy.
Yeah, you're going to. Yep, you're right. If it's Scheffler and Roy going head-to-head down the stretch, it'll be some of the best TV ratings since Tiger.
So go let Brooks know on our social platforms. Comment on the question of the day there. Who is an all-time great college program who you'd like to return to championship glory? And feel free to cheer against teams as well when you're there on our social media platform. Another big thing going on in college athletics is the Protect College Sports Act, where Tommy Tuberville yesterday sort of made a case that it's overreaching, it's too much into the business, that they've put too much stuff in there. specifically the voluntary pooling of media rights, that may be too much to stay out of the business. Let's just worry about eligibility with this act. He has his own act there. It doesn't look like right now that they'll be able to get the 60 votes needed to make this go, but they got big endorsements yesterday. The NFL, the NFLPA Players Association, and the NBA Players Association all endorsed the Protect College Sports Act as it's written. They're doing some markups right now. Greats who have played both college and the pros don't like where college athletics is right now. Here is Shaquille O'Neal and Bo Jackson from the Big podcast with Shaq on NIL and what Bo Jackson and Shaq think of the NIL era.
What do you think of NIL?
To be honest, I think it's teaching young kids how to run away from their problems. Number two, it's ruining college sports. And what it's done is that, for me, the way I see it, now this is my opinion, nobody else. What they've done, in short, is they've let the horses out the barn and forgot to close the gate. And they ain't getting them horses back in the barn.
I agree.
You giving these kids all this money, nobody have no financial sense, and their agents aren't telling them. They going out spending money like it's growing on trees. They're driving cars and wearing jewelry that costs more than their parents' home. And it's just ridiculous. You get pissed off.
Here's the good part.
Because I yell at you for doing the dumb things on the field, so you're going to go enter the transport portal.
And you can leave.
And take that money with you. No, it shouldn't work like that. Because if you're going to sign a contract to come play with me, you got to adhere to the rules just like the professional players do.
I agree.
Bottom line.
So that's the last part was the thing for me. There's Bo Jackson and Shaquille O'Neal, two of the biggest names in sports history, saying you can't be able to hit the transfer portal, get your money, and then hit the portal again and do all that stuff.
Yeah,
that's what Tommy Tuberville is saying, that is the biggest problem with college athletics. I don't think anybody cares about how much money they're making. It's how they can make money one year at one school and then hit the portal and make money next year at a different school.
Yeah, it's hard to grow without adversity, and it's hard to grow without somebody being on your ass, especially in those professions. And look, I think it's an interesting perspective based on the fact that you'll have a group of people that are, oh, that's easy for Bo and Shaq to say they got a ton of money now. They would have taken this money. Yeah, they would have, but would they have been the players and the people they are right now if they would have had the easy path? Shaq would have been a $10 million guy a year right now. Bo Jackson would be a running back probably because of his ability, $3 or $4 million a year. These guys would have made a ton of money. But he's right, man. Like, these kids, they're getting all this money thrown at them. They don't know how to manage the money. Nobody around them seems to care. And back to your point, I really do think it is ultra important to be able to get the proper coaching. And Nick Saban wasn't going to be able to do what Nick Saban does. I mean, you can't yell at kids now, and that's, in my opinion, very unfortunate. You brought up the Augie Garrido video. If you've never seen it before, it's incredible.
He is just undressing players.
Everybody would have left that locker room right now, and they would have gone and signed with somebody else. They couldn't handle it.
Hey, I'm going to Texas Tech next year. You gonna go with me?
Yeah. First of all, we're arguing about toothpaste that's out of the tube, and Bo pretty much says that, right? While not perfect, so don't hear me say this is perfect, but while not perfect, a lot of what Shaq and Bo are talking about there would be cleaned up if players were employees of the school and under 3-year contracts.
Yeah.
Then you couldn't leave and take money with you.
Yeah, you want to walk? Okay, that's fine. You're walking without your money.
Here's the buyout. You tell Texas Tech, this is what we need from them for you to go to Texas Tech.
Yeah, because you get guys that pout in the NFL and they want to hold out. Guess what? You're getting fined every single day.
Yeah, end up with no money at all. And the other thing is that we're lost our way on who can play college sports, especially in basketball, but even some in football. Kirby Smart on the other thing, that these are the only things that should be addressed in this Clean Up College Sports Act or whatever we're calling it. It should be the transfer portal, making the players contracts where they can't get out of the contracts, the one-time transfer portal, and this from Kirby Smart.
I think 5 for 5 would be good. I think we got kids losing opportunities. I am an advocate of high school kids getting an opportunity to go to college and play, and we're losing seats and space because of the lawsuit, we were reduced. So I go into these high schools, and teams went from 130 to 105. Everybody goes 130 to 105. The math is 25 per program. That's a ton of seats that were lost, and now we're losing more because kids are staying longer than 5 years, which really started with the COVID deal. So I would start with let's don't take opportunities away from people, because it's going to ruin the game at a younger age. People are going to flee the game because they don't get the chance at the dreams and the opportunities that they originally started the game for.
Yeah, so take all the business side out of this act that's at the Senate. Take out you can pull your TV rights and all the other stuff they're trying to overmanage. Just keep it very simple. I think every bill in the Senate, by the way, should be one sheet.
You've always said that.
One sheet. And
we get a lot of stuff that's tagged on.
It should be one thing. It should be one sheet. And it should be 5 years to play 5, right? We'll carve out pregnancy and anything we need to carve out.
Military service, things like that.
5 years to play 5. Put an age limit on it from when you graduate high school, so we can make that a European thing. They can't come over here either. If they're 23, they count the same year in Europe as they count here. 23, good, done. That's the end of college for you. And then let's make the players' contract, even if it's just big sports, football and basketball, make them employees and get real contracts. And make it a one-sheet bill, and let's pass that thing. And then I think that would clean up almost all the problems.
Yeah, part of what jumped out with me with Coach Tuberville, Senator Tuberville, was one thing he was campaigning for was the one-time transfer, which comes across a little hollow with him. The guy that left Ole Miss to take the Auburn job and literally left recruits at a dinner table to go from Texas Tech to Cincinnati.
Yep.
He's probably not the guy you need to be the face of the one-time transfer rule.
We get a lot of that in politics.
Yeah,
I'm surprised we didn't, and maybe that commercial ran and I didn't see it. This is a guy that left 17 and 18-year-olds at a dinner table.
At a dinner table.
I mean, if we're going to sling mud, why would you not do that?
Just wait. We're not to November yet. That's still come.
It was Republican on really no challenger for him.
Yeah, that is true.
Democrat and Republican crimes coming up in November. All right, one more thing to get to before we get to the top of the hour, brought to you by our friends at Hemp Hill Services, LT. The great folks at Hemp Hill, as these temperatures change, they can really put a little problem on your services there, your heating and your cooling.
Yeah, and look, and before you know it, I mean, we were trending in this week before the rain, where that AC unit is going to be grinding the entire dog days of summer. You want to make sure that, first of all, it's serviced. If it's not working properly, trust the name Birmingham has trusted since 1954 to come out and help you out. Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys there. Tell them the next round sent you. Whether you experience any plumbing, heating, or cooling issues in your home or business, call them today, 205-229-2090 or hemphillservices.com.
Hey, before we talk a little World Series here, you Braves fans, keep an eye on, I never know, is it Tariq Skubal? I never know how to say it.
It's Tarek. It's Tarek Skubal.
Tarek.
Yeah.
Tarek Skubal. Keep an eye on him, the Tigers pitcher. Missed a little over a month, had some loose floating particles removed from his elbow, but he came back this past week. Is hitting his numbers, pitched well, though he got a no decision for the Tigers. The Tigers are going to trade him, it looks like, because he's in the getaway year of his contract and doesn't look like they're going to be able to re-sign him. So he may be a rental for a team on the trading blocks here, and the team most likely to get him, according to the services, the Atlanta Braves, because Strider just went back on the shelf. They've got some other pitching issues. So Skubal in Atlanta, where they think maybe they can sign him to a long-term deal.
Well, it's good to know we found the Dodgers line there. The Dodgers won't go get Skubal, so they're
the Dodgers are listed.
Oh, of course they are. Of course they are.
They listed like 7 all-star starters, and they said, but knowing the Dodgers, they could find room for him.
Oh yeah, they'll find room for him.
Yeah.
Do you have
By the way, Jim, I was listening to Buster Olney, our boy, yesterday.
I got him third.
You know what team he floated out there? Your Rays.
For Skubal?
Braves, Cubs, White Sox, Dodgers, Brewers, Yankees, Phillies. Tampa Bay was there, and the article I was reading, and I forget where it was, I think it was MLB.com, said the Rays may make this move, give up some minor leaguers just to keep him from going to the Yankees. The Yankees.
Well, I don't think Skubal's got enough service in his contract to be able to block a trade like that. But if I was Skubal, I'd be like, I ain't going to Tampa.
I ain't going to Tampa.
They took a shot at this ownership group in Tampa, who has done a wonderful job. But they said they are, with Freddie Freeman and Shohei Ohtani, they work really hard to finish second in the bidding to where they don't have to win it, but it looks like they're really going after the best stars.
What are they offering? We'll offer $10 million less.
Yeah, it's like, we were close to getting Ohtani. All right. The World Series. We're down to 4 teams. Games today, North Carolina and West Virginia, 1 o'clock on ESPN. If West Virginia wins, we'll come back and play the same 2 teams tomorrow. Nightcap, Oklahoma and Georgia, 6 o'clock there. Georgia wins, we'll come back and play the same 2 teams tomorrow. If North Carolina or Oklahoma wins, those teams go on to the championship series, which starts on Saturday.
And be prepared for what I would assume is a lot of runs. Both of these totals are 14.
Yeah.
So pitching is running on fumes right now. And so if you like offensive baseball, you should have it today.
Cut number 5 first, Tyler. We'll do 5 and 6. Here is Georgia third baseman Trey Phelps, their pitcher and their head coach, on what the win last night over Texas in a 2-0 wonderful baseball game does for their confidence, as now they have to beat Oklahoma twice.
But to keep the guys to know that, yeah, we can do it. We will do it. We've been bouncing back all year. We've had some tough losses. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, I think we've lost 1 out of our last 20, 21 or so. So just being able to stay with it no matter what, I think we've done a great job at answering the bell.
It's just we've come together as such a team, especially this tournament, I feel like, with having each other's backs, whether the pitchers are having a down day. The hitters were there all season for us, whether the hitters are having a down day. Now we're picking up for them. That's just kind of the team dynamic we have, is being there for each other and coming together and finding a way to win every game.
Just tell the guys that, yeah, it's been done before. It's not an impossible task, but you're not gonna win 3 games or whatever by trying to do it in 1. And so, first step tonight was go out and play in a really tough conditions against a really, really good pitching staff. And so we got that one. And, now tomorrow's just another day, man. We're just going to come out. We get to play baseball again tomorrow, and we get to play 9 innings, man. So, what more could you ask?
Should be a lot of fun today. And then there's Troy, whose season ended yesterday, 12-0 to West Virginia. They ran out of gas as well. Skylar Meade on what he wants the Troy family to take away from this season.
Every person who came here now knows, A, what this place is. Like, it's the most unique place in the world. It's the best college sporting event, bar none. No offense to the others. Rose Bowl's awesome. It ain't this, okay? But now everyone knows why you work so hard, why you talk about it, why you recruit so much, why you never take breaks. They know. Now when they hear us speak on it, they go, whoa, I get it. That's why it's so serious. Because what we've gotten to do the last couple of weeks with hosting a super and then finishing our journey out here and absolutely showcasing that we are one of the best teams in the country, there was no luck involved. Okay? No luck involved. We won our last 4 games against the SEC. Okay? I don't think they're going to hand me an SEC title in there, but that's pretty good. Okay? And only one of those games was at home. All right? That's what our guys need to remember, is that they were incredible, they were awesome, and they will be legends at Troy for the rest of eternity, long when all of us are gone from this earth. Okay? Yeah. And that, to me, is what I want them to know.
And cool scenes of the players at Troy coming out of the dugout after the loss, and so many of them scooping up dirt to take with them for the rest of their lives.
That's cool. Yeah, I'd have that on my mantle forever, man. Here's what I would say for a guy like Skylar Meade. I really like that guy, by the way. Every time we've heard sound from him, it's been pretty good sound.
How long is he going to be there?
I don't know. I mean, the Coastal job is open, and I would think that's probably a step up.
They filled that one.
Did they fill it?
Yeah, the old Mississippi State national championship winning coach.
Oh, okay. My apologies. Here's what I would say, though. If he stays at Troy, and this is probably a pipe dream here, right? But if you stay at Troy, if you can just find one booster, it doesn't take a ton of money in baseball. And if I'm contributing to NIL and I just want to see my teams win a championship, that's your best shot right there.
It is, yeah, for sure.
Because you could put a ton in basketball and you're not going to make it past the round of 32. You could put a ton in football and you're not even going to get in the playoffs.
And again, we have seen the mid-majors do it before. We've seen the Wichita States and the Cal State Fullertons.
And the Coastal.
And even Oregon State to a degree. I mean, Oregon State does not have the budgets, but they are always dominant in baseball.
Right. So if I'm an NIL guy, I can drip a little bit in here and maybe get a trophy.
Good for Troy there. Matt Mosley, when we come back, we'll talk to Matt about the Big Ten, on fractured ground, or is everybody coming together? And Cowboys camp, George Pickens, the Hoover star, coming up in our next segment, being brought to you today by the wonderful folks at New York Butcher Shop. I was by to see Jim myself last night.
Yeah, we got steaks on Monday. Should be in the next couple of days. I mean, it's just one of my favorite things to do. Stop in, get a couple of steaks, get a bottle of wine. They are the best. 2 locations for you. The original in Cabo Heights, Highway 119 in Greystone, from the fresh meats, and that includes the steaks, the chicken, the ribs, the pork, to the fantastic selection of fine wines and desserts. But get Dad what he wants this weekend. That is steak. Dad would absolutely love steak and a bottle of wine. You can also pick him up a gift card. But from the prime certified Angus beef ribeyes, the New York strips, porterhouse, T-bones, tomahawks, even the Japanese A5 Wagyu fillets, they've all got it right there. Stop and see Jim, all the great guys there. Take care of Dad this Father's Day. Rare quality, well-done service. It's the New York Butcher Shop.
Follow Brownie on Twitter and Instagram at Ryan Brown Live.
We interrupt this program for breaking news. From the gators of the litigation situation. Insurance companies have a playbook. I repeat, insurance companies have a playbook. Deny, delay, defend. They know which law firms will fold and settle cheap. They are not on your side. That's corporate greed at work. At Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys, we fight back. We have the resources, the muscle, and the will to take them on. And you don't pay a dime unless we win. They fight dirty. We fight hard. Call 659-777-7777 or hit up alexwins.law.
Physical office location, Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Next Round shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats are all in one place. NextRound.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know. You might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all your favorite Next Round gear by visiting NextRound.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at NextRound.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from NextRound.store.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from the Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness. Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Somebody go get Mosley from his dressing room. We need him on stage right now. Brought to you by our friends at Champy's. Champy's world-famous fried chicken. Best fried chicken in the state of Alabama. Southern cooking, in-house made sides, in-house made desserts, brined overnight, juicy to the bone. It's champyschicken.com.
Matt Mosley, a longtime friend of ours, as Lance described him earlier, our favorite Baylor grad when we were talking a little Auburn Baylor earlier. He is with us now on the Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys Hotline. He's covered sports in the great state of Texas for a very long time for the likes of the Dallas Morning News, ESPN, currently Fox Sports. Mosley, what's up, buddy? How are you?
Guys, great to visit with you. And I'm writing all these things down. I've got Way to Wellness. Honestly, I'm trying to find the number for it. And
it's just a plan for me.com.
I wish Dunaway would not turn his nose up at being 216. Like, I would kill for that. I mean, that's unbelievable. I was once 216. Like, that's a tub of lard. I mean, my gosh.
It was 216. I was very Eminem like. It was 216, not the rapper, the candy. 216, all in the middle.
All right, but I'm telling you, I'm working on it. But golly, to get to there, I would be like championing, everything. So yeah, just watch how you say that, because there's a lot of us out there that are very, it just makes us. It's kind of shaming to us.
So Mosley, 73 days away from the college football season. We were talking about Baylor and Auburn in Atlanta to open it up. I was talking about how you talk about the quiet one, Dave Aranda. The coaches that you've covered at Baylor, let's just go back to Art Browse, Matt Rule, Dave Aranda. Could there be 3 more different guys?
No. I mean, one was plain spoken, almost cut out a lonesome dove or something in Art. And I had Art on, by the way. You guys should have Art on at some point, because he's back in college football. He's Division II. He's out in Portales, New Mexico, and he's got this great goatee and this white, long, flowing hair. And so he was one way. And then Rule, I'm trying to think who to compare Rule to. Rule is kind of like, who back in the day, maybe Holtz was a great, like, sort of motivational kind of guy. But Rule is one of those guys. It's like, you just hate that September has to come around and they actually have to play games, because he's the best offseason coach I've ever been around. And I've been around Parcells, the great Wade Phillips. But
Dave Campo.
Campo is a little before my time, but I've gotten to know Dave. And Dave still colors that hair, even at advanced age. He's in his early 80s. He gets that good golden look going about him. But Aranda is probably the most interesting of the 3. And I believe you guys have had him on in the past. And I think he's a brilliant guy. I think he's truly in a world full of just kind of, shysters in a lot of ways. I think he is the most genuine of all those guys. Even Art was so great at media, but he hated doing it. He really just kind of wanted to hang out, and he would get in the weight room and lift with all the guys. Aranda, and I just had this recent, I wasn't even supposed to tell anybody about it, but I'll tell you guys about it. He had me in for a Donuts with Dave type deal, and I didn't know what I was getting into. And it was a really interesting, first of all, no one's ever seen the man eat. he doesn't apparently doesn't eat in front of other people and stuff. So there I am, like, yeah, hand me one of those donuts. And Dave didn't have. He's like, let me get you some coffee. And I thought it was going to be maybe a few of us, the creme de la creme of the Waco media or the local Central Texas media. And yet it was just the two of us. And I was so struck because I thought, well, what are we doing? Like, what is happening? Because I can't interview him. It was like an off the record type discussion. And it was just 45 minutes of him just kind of being open. And what I kind of have come to realize is after 7 years, he's decided I might need a friend or two in the media. Like, it might behoove me.
The old hot seat move right there. Let's befriend the media.
So, it's just interesting. It takes, and that Auburn game, that's going to be so interesting. And people keep saying to me, Are you going? Are you going to Atlanta? Are you going? And I'm kind of like, really? Is that something I really need to make it prioritize? But it's going to be interesting because on one hand, you asked about these three coaches, but you've got this one guy that is only still at Baylor because a guy went out and got involved in some extracurricular activity and the AD got fired. And so there was no one left to fire Dave. So, and Dave understands that. He's so honest that I just remember this one moment. He said, well, when I'm gone, I do think people will start giving money or something like that. Like he's just, so there's so many genuine moments with him and he's so authentic. You can't help but really like him. Now, again, you got to win at some point and they haven't done enough of that. And so that'll be interesting, but you got the brand new coach at Auburn. Which one is this? Is this from South Florida?
Yeah.
You got all the AAC guys coming in, but you got that situation against Dave fighting for his life. Like literally, if they lose that game against Auburn, you're like, well, Auburn's probably pretty good. Like that, it's a sort of a neutral game, but more leaning. There's going to be more Auburn fans there than Baylor fans. Like the immediately, it'll be like almost kind of like it used to be when Les was at the end of the time at LSU, or those where you just know it's dead man walking. And we don't do it quite that way at Baylor. Like you got to have like 7 straight losing seasons before we'll fire you. But it's going to take that on because we've got a new AD, and he's an old friend of mine, but he's going to want to do his own stuff. And he just made his first hire the other day, guys. And I had the guy on, the men's golf coach. So anyway, y'all may have missed that interview. But
I found it. It was right between Taylor Swift, a real Knick fan or not, and something else from Stephen A. Smith.
Matt Mosley is with us from out of Texas. Is the Big 12 more unified than they've ever been? Now it's minus one team. Obviously, there's one villain, but the rest of the Big 12, did Texas Tech unify this conference, and what does that mean if they did?
Yeah, I think they unified the entire country.
They really did, yeah.
I think they unified the media. Like I'd always wondered, I'm like, what is the media? What are the things they really care about? What is this thing? And it was like the sacred rule. It was like we were back in 1919. Oh my Lord, this kid was in his dorm room and he bet on I had this whole joke series going and it never really took flight. I thought the biggest, the most heinous crime he committed was betting on a Mike Woodson-led Indiana basketball team. Like I thought that was. I really thought there was. Yeah. I thought there was something there, and like it just never really took off on Twitter. But yeah, it is interesting. We love good outrage, and for whatever reason, it's kind of like, the guy at Will Wade just like bringing in random people that are like 30-year-old guys from the Euro League and I think guys that played in the NBA finals are going to be on the LSU roster next year. Like Jeremy Sohan, who left Baylor early. I think he'll probably be on Will Wade's roster. And yet we kind of with that go, yeah, we know he's dirty. It's kind of like, so I don't know. I don't know why it's very. I think this will be an interesting 30 for 30 or case study on like why did this light the fire? Because we are in that age of like everything that comes along. This is another horrible sign. Oh my gosh, Baylor brought in James Najee. Well, never mind, the guy can't even tie his own shoes. You know, we always, oh, this is the end. This is the worst. But this felt like truly everybody reacted like this is the worst thing ever. And this was a big moment for Brett Yormark, the Big 12 commissioner, because it was like, okay, and everybody was already big bodying him. Everybody was bullying him. He's got to do something. Oh, weak statement, weak statement. It's like we weren't happy that he didn't come right out and say, we are banishing Texas Tech and we are throwing them out of the conference. Like that was the only statement that would have made everybody okay with things. Well, what he did is come up with one of the greatest league outside counsels we've seen in years. And again, studies will be done on this. You guys know I dabbled in law school at one point. This was a BYU trained lawyer, Natalie. You guys got to have her on. I mean, this was one of the most creative court filings ever. And Tech was kind of like, we don't care. We don't mind. We'll wear the black hat. And whatever reason, this filing comes in at 1 a.m. on a Monday morning, the wee hours of Monday morning. And by that evening, Tech is like, we're out. We're done. We're done. Even the kid was surprised. I happen to know the kid, Brendan Sorsby's agent, Ron Slavin. And you guys probably know him too. He's represented some SEC guys, and y'all should have him on. Wait till I have him on, please. But he's a friend, and I listened to something he did earlier today, and he really is it. You go, well, he's his agent, right? He's going to say, I thought that it was fascinating. I'll send it to you guys so you can listen to it, because he basically came out and said, why is Cincinnati skating on this? He was like, literally, they knew for 2 years and didn't do anything, and everybody went crazy and attacked Tech. Well, Cincinnati, think about that. They're in the room getting ready to go after Tech. Well, they hated the kid because he broke their contract or whatever, and so they went after him. So there's a lot at play here. But in the end, even Slavin admitted, he's like, okay, Joey McGuire's a great guy, and I can attest to that. I've known Joey for a long time. But Tech did what we often do in life. It's kind of like you get in a little scandal, or you say something on Twitter you shouldn't have. And we always think we can manage it and we can talk. And Tech thought, you know what? Let's get these 5 white guys and get in a little room, and we'll have this external, he's kind of a cool guy. We'll have this external relations guy ask us some questions, and this will kind of clear things up. And the optics kept getting worse and worse, and they didn't know how to handle it. And by the way, I've been there. Baylor went through this, and I was on the radio, and everybody's like, is Mosley going to be tough on Baylor? Is he going to be soft on crime and all that kind of stuff? In the end, that was another interesting part of this filing. They said, hey, y'all all sanctioned Baylor. Y'all all went after Baylor. So, in Tech, you were one of the ones that wanted Baylor in 2017, and you wanted a bite out of Baylor. So you can't try to sit here and prevent us from sanctioning. And then in the end, and I won't go too far on this, but like Ken Paxton, the state attorney general, just stepped all in it. And he's running for U.S. Senate. And he tried to do a big Republican donor a favor. Imagine that, a politician doing that. And he tried to do Cody Campbell a solid, and it backfired big time. And it offered this route that the BYU trained lawyer, that there's a Dallas office of Sidley Austin law firm, used to shut things down. And when Tech finally said, okay, Uncle, we're done, is when the threat of, you're not going to be in the Big 12 championship game. And, and finally Tech told the kid, we need you to just go in the supplemental draft. I think that's the way it happened. I mean, I think some people will paint, Brendan Sorsby and the family hated to see Tech going through this. Well, I mean, it's been going on a while. I think Tech told him, I'm sorry, we love you. We're not going to ask for any money back, but we need you to go to the supplemental.
Mosley, to your Dallas Cowboys. Birmingham's own George Pickens looks like he's agreeing for that franchise tag and to play for $27.3 million this year. He was such an enigma. We saw how good he was at Hoover High School. Then he rarely got on the field for the Georgia Bulldogs because it seemed like he was in the doghouse all the time. I think there were some organizations that stayed away from him based on that. But, I mean, everything looked great last year. From what you have heard internally, George Pickens, the teammate in Dallas, how has that been?
Okay, he is a guy who will show up late to something and maybe miss a team meeting or things like that, but he is beloved in the locker room, and they have this player's coach, in Schottenheimer, and those guys seem to have a tremendous relationship, and it's that part of it's really worked out. And I would say where Micah, everything got messed up, and Jerry tried to do a deal on his own, and then Micah showed up, but it was a sit-in or a hold in, we call it, and he just embarrassed everybody, including himself, by the way. And Jerry had enough, and he moved him on out. George is not going to go that direction, in part because George doesn't have as much leverage. Once July 15th comes and goes, there is no chance for like a long-term deal. They could sort of restructure a couple of things within the rules, but there's no like long-term, oh, wait, he's holding out, so now we need to give in, or, oh, we got to trade him. It's very interesting, though, that how life works, because his agent is that same agent for Micah. And that battle with Jerry and Micah left a lot of scars. So that context sort of hangs over everything in all these talks and everything. I think the good thing is he's at the mandatory deal. I'm going to run out there, I think, tomorrow, put eyes on him, just make sure everything's going okay out there. And he seems, I mean, everybody seems to, it's just, he has a different, he is interesting guy. He's what Parcells would call a mercurial. Parcells loved that word, mercurial. Now, he used it wrong. Parcells thought that it meant like Mercury rising, that it meant like he was an incredible rising type player when he said mercurial. And I think the right mercurial is kind of like a different sort of guy, a little bit weird or something. And I think that is Jordan. And that's so interesting that you'll have that perspective of knowing where he came from, because I'm sure most people that cross paths with him, I would think, had good experiences. In fact, for some reason, I had in my mind a guy when he came from Pittsburgh, because of some of the stuff that happened there, that I was going to encounter kind of a brooding guy or something like that. And the first time for the Doomsday podcast with Ed Werder, we kind of did like a little one-on-one with him. I mean, he had this smile that would just light everything up, and he just was so different maybe than what I expected or something. I don't know why I thought I was going to encounter this surly. He'd had a rough experience with the Steelers, whatever. So here's the deal. He's going to make a ton of money for 1 year. And then, this will be, I mean, this is a contract year type deal. So, I mean, the thought is if he can just have another incredible season, for whatever reason, I don't think his future is in Dallas. Not that they don't want him to have an incredible season, but I think what'll eventually happen is he will move on somewhere else. But I think they're hoping he has another unbelievable season, and then they have an interesting decision to make.
He is Matt Mosley. You can follow him right there on social media. What?
The mercurial Matt Mosley.
Mercurial Matt Mosley. That is so funny that's what Parcells thought. Like, his heat is rising. He's very mercurial.
Yeah, the rising Matt Mosley.
One time, Bill, I can't say what he said, but he said something about Sean Payton and Sean Payton's surprise plays. And Bill said something along the lines of, no offense to the Well, I can't really tell that story, but it's just it was so classic, but it tells you, by the way, it was like still a time, and he got in a little bit of hot water. But if he had done it now, I think they would have run him out of town. But it was interesting. Bill was still trapped in growing up and being born around World War II times. And so, yeah, he had some interesting things. By the way, when I get on this Way to Wellness, my next appearance, if there is one,
yes,
I'm thinking about, because I'm wondering, okay, other than just being this guy being really smart and having great opinions, what has made Josh Pate who he is? And I know y'all are about the only ones he'll come on with, and y'all get incredible guests. I'm going to get Ron Slavin on with you. But if I can drop some weight and get down to 216, I'm going to wear one of those tight white T-shirts like Josh wears, and that's how I'm going to come on next time.
Okay,
I think there may be something.
You got the opposite hair though. You've got a full out mullet almost growing, don't you?
Yeah. Oh man, Mosley, that's good locks.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Why are you wearing a hat? Don't wear a hat.
Hey, can I ask you a question? I've got this in queue to watch John Paul Herbert. Is that his name on your show?
A-Bear.
Yeah. If I went A-Bear, it would have been Herbert.
Yeah.
42 minutes? You talked to him for 42 minutes?
Yeah. I mean, it's not, just kind of do what you want in the YouTube world.
Yeah, I know. We know.
Did he give you a golf lesson? I mean, for 42 minutes?
I think Baylor's going to use that that's true. I should have gotten a golf lesson out of it. It's a fair point. You got big Sorsby news, and Mosley's doing 42 minutes with the Baylor men's coach. I don't know. It's almost like Dunaway and Stephen Pearl getting together.
Jimmy Bucket.
That's really good. I like Jimmy Bucket. Yeah. Stephen Pearl, 216. He never sees 216.
No.
Hey, any chance you and Chip Brown and Ian Fitzsimmons will do a roundtable discussion weekly this fall?
If we get the money right, I'm always for like a forgiveness tour. So I'd be fine. Now Chip and I, remain good buddies. Ian and we've had some rough moments, but yes, I would totally be open to that.
All right, we'll see if we get the money right. He is Matt Mosley at Matt Mosley on Twitter. Mosley, thank you, buddy. Have a great week.
All right, good night.
All right, buddy. We'll see you, Mosley, with us on the Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys Hotline.
Nothing says a neatly poured bourbon than good night,
Good night
at 11:25 in the morning. All right, always love Mosley there. Let's talk our viewing menu here quickly, brought to you by our friends at Michelson. We'll do 4 downs and trash in our final segment today. Michelson Laser Vision bringing us our viewing menu.
Yeah, Edward Herman is the actor he looks like, by the way.
Okay.
Mosley. Yeah, so when you get a chance, pull that. From Overboard, he was the millionaire that Goldie Hawn fell off his boat, and he was also the dad in The Lost Boys. Michelson Laser Vision, 205-969-8100. Make the phone call that I made. I had the 2200 vision. I was legally blind without the aid of contacts. After the procedure, 2015 vision better than 2020. 205-969-8100 or michelsonlaservision.com.
Looks like he played Herman Munster at some point in his career. Maybe I'm guessing that's the Rob Zombie remake that came out maybe 5-10 years ago.
Maybe. Throw sunglasses on him though.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Same facial features. No, I'm not telling you to do it. I'm just saying. Yeah.
Oh, well there you go.
Yep.
There he is with glasses.
Yep.
So today you can watch pretty much no new releases because there are none. On Netflix though, they've added what is a very weird movie, but it's got a great cast, and that is a B movie. Have you guys seen this?
No.
Nope. The Bumblebees?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I've seen
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean that's 20 years ago.
Forever ago, yeah.
Great cast, including Jerry Seinfeld, Renee Zellweger, Matthew Broderick, John Goodman, Patrick Warburton, a.k.a. David Putty, Kathy Bates, Rip Torn, Chris Rock, Larry King, Oprah Winfrey, Michael Richards, Ray Liotta, and Sting.
Yeah. Sting and interesting with a B movie, yeah.
Yep.
I did not like B movie.
I remember thinking it was good, but
late to see it and was not a big fan. We did get some feedback on the next reel. A guy named Wynn heard me talking about Arrival. He's like, you got to watch it. So I think I'm going to watch Arrival tonight.
Gets my seal of approval.
Yeah.
Arrival's solid. Also, speaking of the next reel, we've got our episode on movies that critics love that we hate. So go check that out when you get a chance. Tubi has added one of my favorite movies from 2024 to their catalog. So if you don't have HBO Max or you didn't go to the theaters to see this, you can watch it for free on Tubi. That is Challengers with Zendaya and Josh O'Connor, who was in Disclosure Day, and I forget the other guy that's in the movie. But a very solid love triangle revolving around tennis, impeccable cinematography, and I did not expect to like that movie nearly as much as I did, but it was in my top 5 of 2024. Wow. And then on BBC America, you've got a great double feature if you're feeling nostalgic today. At 4:45, you've got Point Break, and then immediately after, you got the first Top Gun. And then finally, on viewing menu today, if you're a home improvement fan, then go to youtube.com/@nextroundlive, because today's episode of The Last Call with Mick Gillespie and Jake Coker, dropping today at noon, will be an interview with Al Borland.
Richard Karn.
Richard Karn.
Yeah.
From Home Improvement.
Also did Family Feud for a little bit, Richard Karn did. So
I wonder if Karn's playing in that golf tournament. I guess so.
So Mick and Jake are interviewing Richard Karn.
They're down there at the Delta Soul Golf Tournament.
Yeah.
So
they've done some unique. You definitely need to go check out their recent shows from that golf tournament. They've had some really unique interviews there, and that'll be one of them with Richard Karn.
Yep. They had I forget the guy's name again. I'm awful with names, but he's from King of Queens. They had
Kevin James?
No, not Kevin James.
He's
he played like Kevin James' brother.
Yeah.
But they got that, an interview with an MLB legend, and also Al Borland.
Yeah, that's cool.
So definitely go check those out.
All right.
And that's all I got.
And that's what Tyler's watching, brought to you by our friends at Michelson. When we come back, quickly to 4 downs today, and then we'll turn our attention to trash. Final segment of the show coming up, brought to you by our friends at Champy's, world-famous fried chicken. They bring you the final hour every day. Those in-house made sides go perfectly with all the wonderful fried chicken that's brined overnight. The hand-cut chicken fingers. A lot of competition in chicken fingers out there, but if you can get by Highway 119 in Alabaster, try the hand-cut chicken fingers and then at me and let me know whether or not you think that's the best chicken finger you've ever had. That's how good it is at Sterling's Place, champyschicken.com, Highway 119 in Alabaster.
Follow Dunaway on Twitter and Instagram @JimDunaway.
We interrupt this program for breaking news from the gators of the litigation situation. Insurance companies have a playbook. I repeat, insurance companies have a playbook. Deny, delay, defend. They know which law firms will fold and settle cheap. They are not on your side. That's corporate greed at work. At Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys, we fight back. We have the resources, the muscle, and the will to take them on. And you don't pay a dime unless we win. They fight dirty. We fight hard. Call 659-777-7777 or hit up alexwins.law.
Physical office location, Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Never miss anything from the next round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice. Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcasts. Wherever you listen, always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you catch every part of the Next Round. Listen anywhere in the world at any time on the Next Round podcast feed and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Thanks for always making the Next Round a big part of your day.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090. Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood. Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today.
Four Downs Today, brought to you by Central Alabama Asphalt Brownie.
When you're riding around the roads of Alabama and you see those road work projects, good chance you're seeing our friends from Central Alabama Asphalt and Construction do them. And that may make you think they don't have time for your smaller job, whether it's something like a driveway, parking pad at your house, maybe a parking lot for a new business or a church or something like that. You could not be more wrong. They've got an entire division dedicated to those jobs. Same crews, same quality, same no excuse standards. Jobs big or small. You can get your quote at 205-349-0910, 205-349-0910, or centralalabamaasphalt.com.
First down.
So this date in 1885, the Statue of Liberty arrived in New York City.
Without the Karl Anthony Towns jersey.
Without the jersey. If I ask you guys something you've had an opportunity to go see but didn't really care about, like I've been on those, and I'll start with the Statue of Liberty. I've been on those little river cruises on the Hampton, or the Hudson, I should say.
Right.
And we've gone by Ellis Island multiple times, but I've really never had a desire to tour the Statue of Liberty. Like I could see it right there, and I was like, that's great. But
yeah, I'm kind of like you. If you've seen it from a distance, I don't know what getting up next to it's going to do.
No, I have no desire to go up in it, but I like seeing it. I mean, it's amazing to see. So I loved being out on the water and seeing it.
Yeah, but I don't need to go up in it.
Yeah, but are there like national landmarks like that?
I mean, Dunaway's not the only person I've heard say this, but the Great Midwestern Arch, is that what it's officially called?
The arch is it's a little underwhelming.
Yeah,
I mean, it looks fine. Going up in it did nothing for me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I can see a long way. I mean, that's not that big a deal to me.
Yeah.
And so I see a lot of Missouri.
But I see the river.
Okay.
But I've been in tall buildings before, so wow.
Yeah.
But like nobody's gonna pass the Grand Canyon and be like, hey, I'm not gonna go look at the Grand Canyon.
No, the Grand Canyon's amazing. Being there is amazing.
Seth says Hoover Dam, and Seth, I can't speak for you, but I would disagree. I thought it was very worth.
I gotta be honest. I kept driving too.
No, I thought it was worth time to stop.
I thought it was worth, and it was. Even with me, it was bigger than I even thought it was going to be. It did not disappoint for me.
I marveled at the fact that we did that in the 1930s.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So that one did not disappoint. When I was in Sedona, those red rocks they don't disappoint.
The Hollywood sign, I've been around there many times. I've never had the desire to go up and check out the Hollywood sign.
Not to see it, not to go up to it, but I enjoyed seeing it. It's
beautiful.
beautiful.
But that's what you're asking. Something you see from a distance.
But that's what I'm saying. Like you can actually go up. Like there's a parameter which you can't get inside, but you can actually go up in the hills and see it a lot closer. But I got no desire to do that.
Like I loved the Washington Monument. Going up in it,
I
didn't do a whole lot for me.
Yeah, again, I'm just going to see a long way.
I took my son up there.
But like Alcatraz is one I want to see. Like I would want to get on the rock.
Yeah, maybe. We saw it when we were dining together.
Mount Rushmore, I would like to see.
I don't know if I want to see Mount Rushmore.
I think the St. Louis Arch is probably the worst one.
Yeah, that's got to be the worst one.
Because it's not all that appealing from the outside, from a distance. And then once you find out that the city of St. Louis essentially kneecapped themselves by making sure that no building can be taller than the arch, this dumb arch.
Yeah, that was probably a dumb rule on their part. Yeah, probably cost them a lot of industry.
Yeah, it's just like, so that's why this city sucks.
So you can
revolved around this.
That city does
piece
suck.
Of architecture.
I didn't realize they had that rule. So they will never have a structure that is actually taller.
Correct.
But you could get that vetoed though, much like Chick-fil-A one day might sell chicken on Sunday.
Graceland is I cannot imagine if you didn't go in. Going in is the only thing that saved it.
Driving past it was a total letdown.
But
can you see it from the street? Can you see the house?
Yeah, but it is further back, and it's a smaller house than you would think.
Yeah. Again,
like I said,
the other way is told me can't get $500,000 in Greystone for that.
Would not be able to get $500,000 in Greystone.
The impressive thing is the stories internally.
I mean, going into that one makes it better. Yeah.
Second down.
Amari Cooper, 32 years old today. Greg Kinnear, 63. Better career, Greg Kinnear or Amari Cooper?
Amari Cooper's had a very solid NFL career.
Done now.
But it will not be Hall of Famer.
He will not be a Hall of Famer.
Not even close.
No. And did he get a ring at any of those stops? He did not, did he?
His only ring was at Alabama.
Yeah.
And he only got one there, right?
2015 with Jake Coker, right?
No, 2012.
2012.
Yeah, he was in the 2015 draft.
Yeah.
So
who was Coker's big receiver?
Ardarius Stewart. O.J. Howard was his big receiver in the postseason.
Calvin Ridley.
Calvin Ridley. Well, it was
the freshman.
Stewart was there too, though, right? Ardarius Stewart?
Yeah, it was kind of a committee approach.
Yeah.
Calvin Ridley was a true freshman. Ardarius Stewart.
Greg Kinnear was in as good as it gets.
Yep. I mean, Greg Kinnear has done I watched The Matador over the weekend. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that with Pierce Bronson. It's a really underrated, really good film. But he's been in a lot of stuff. He's been nominated for Golden Globes, been nominated for an Academy Award.
Did he do Talk Soup?
Yeah, that's how he started.
That's how he started, right? Talk Soup? Yeah, that was a really revolutionary show.
He did it the right way.
Yeah.
So it went
Talk
from
Soup was fantastic.
Greg Kinnear to John Henson to who's the guy that does Community now? Joel McHale.
Yeah. But Talk Soup was a great show.
Didn't Kenny Mayne do it at one point?
I think he did. He did
maybe
something like that.
Yeah. But Greg Kinnear was the best at Talk Soup back in the day. With all that said, I still think Amari Cooper, 4th overall pick in 2015, was 3rd in Heisman voting, I think, in 2014. It did win a national championship and played 10 years in the NFL. I would go.
I think I'll go
Greg
Cooper.
Kinnear was in one series that I'm watching right now that just wrapped up recently.
He was in the Kennedy. He played JFK and one of those Kennedy miniseries. I mean, he's been in a ton of stuff. He's been nominated for 3 Golden Globes.
He wasn't in Off Campus, I don't think. He wasn't in...
I think he's a little above Off Campus.
He wasn't in Rooster, was he? No.
I don't remember seeing him.
He was in something that I was just watching. Pretty good role in it, too.
Third down.
Jennifer and I circle back to Paradise. And man, it's like it's intentionally confusing.
Last night?
Last few nights. Not last night because I was watching my man Messi play.
Maternal Instinct. You got to do that one first.
Yeah, we're going to try. Somebody in the chat was like, Lance, you were right about that. That was crazy.
Well, Paradise is going into a sci-fi area.
Not sure I'm going to continue.
Paradise might be more believable than Maternal Instinct. I mean, I don't know what you think, Forrester.
That's pretty good.
I have not seen Paradise.
Yeah, I'm just saying, as far-fetched as you can imagine, true crime being. Yes.
Yeah.
Have you made it to the end of Paradise yet?
No, I think we're 4 episodes into season. The baby has been born. The baby's been born.
Was he
That's
able
where
to
I was.
land the plane?
Can't tell you.
Yeah,
I don't want to ruin it.
It will.
Baby's been born.
Completely out after that.
From everything.
It makes sense until it doesn't. It really ties together really well. I hated it for a while. Then it ties together really well.
And then,
but that baby scene, I thought that was so well acted.
Yeah, she was very good in that, wasn't she? Yeah, she was very good in that, I thought. Yeah.
I thought he was too. I thought that was well acted.
Okay, so Barry Manilow, 83 years old today. Better career, Barry Manilow or Barry Larkin?
Barry Larkin, but Barry Manilow was my first album, all because it was a double live album, and because the only reason I wanted it as a kid was because he wrote all these jingles. And he sang the jingles in his live show. He wrote, "I'm a pepper, you're a pepper. Wouldn't you like to be I am stuck on Band-Aid. Band-Aid stuck on me." He wrote all those songs, all those jingles. I bet he made as much money off jingles as he did anything else.
Well, I mean, he sold 85 million records. He's had 13 #1 hits. But Barry Larkin, I think a lot of people forget how good he was. I mean, Barry Larkin was...
He was the first really good
Hall of Famer.
Offensive shortstop, wasn't he?
One of the first,
Yeah, the shortstop position used to be, hey, he's a $180 hitter, but boy, you look at him in the field, and Larkin changed all that.
He had 3 Golden Globes, too, or 3 Golden Gloves.
He was with the Reds his whole career, right?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. Yeah.
I think I probably go Barry Manilow, but it's close.
Yeah, I go Barry Larkin.
He is a Hall of Famer.
But Manilow's jingles are just, I've talked about it on at least our radio show before. Yeah. I think we did a segment and Rockstar played them all, but it was a really crazy, all the jingles he wrote back in the day.
I'll go Larkin, I think.
4th down.
Venus Williams, 46 years old. Venus Williams or composer John Williams, better career?
I mean, any big movie in the 80s and 90s felt like John Williams.
Well, think about what he composed. Jaws?
Yeah. Some say he stole that.
Star Wars? Schindler's List, Jurassic Park. I mean, just
Indiana Jones.
Iconic Indiana Jones.
Yeah,
I mean, we could keep going.
It was
Jurassic
any big
Park,
movie.
E.T., Home Alone, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, Empire Strikes Back, Superman the movie.
Yep.
I think some of the scores actually complement the movies so well. I don't think the movies are what they are without that.
Actually, I'm going to go John Williams here over Serena
27
Williams.
Grammys, 5 Academy Awards.
Yeah.
Now, Venus does have 14 majors.
Venus or Serena? Which one are we talking
about? Venus.
Venus, okay.
Yeah.
She has 14 majors.
That's got to be doubles, too, though, Lance. That's not singles.
Well, I saw 22 double titles and 14
There's
singles.
no way she's won 14. Not a chance.
No, I think she is, ironically, a top 10 female tennis player of all time, with Serena being number 1.
I think John Williams is the GOAT, though, when it comes to
Her
composers.
singles Grand Slam titles, she won the Wimbledon 5 times and the U.S. Open 2 times, so it's 7. I think I don't know, her doubles, she's got a ton of doubles because it was her and her sister, and they tore it up.
And they're back this year at Wimbledon.
I never watched that, but I mean, I would assume I've seen her play singles and Serena. I mean, how dominant were they?
Her and her doubles, or her and her sister won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
so
8,
good
9, 10,
that they
11,
were
12, 13.
107 and coming back this year, and probably be tough to put out.
It's 14. I think that's the number you saw, was how many doubles they'd won. I think they won 14
Okay.
together.
I saw 22 doubles and 14 singles.
well,
But anyway, I still would go. I mean, I think it's
I go
probably a
John
better
Williams.
discussion with Serena and
I'd
John
go
Williams.
with the music guy.
Yeah, I think John Williams has more than 7
No doubt.
iconic compositions for film.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
4. All right, that's 4 downs today. By the way, not only State Farm and Band-Aid, he wrote the "You Deserve a Break Today" McDonald's, Barry Manilow did.
Give me a break.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's Kick Ass.
I really didn't know that about Barry Manilow.
But it did the jingles?
Probably not what he wants to be known for, but
by the way, McDonald's bringing back the apple pie to celebrate 250 years of America.
it went away.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
so
it's
they
been away for over 25 years.
The one in the sleeve?
Yeah.
Because that's another thing you can
Oh,
scald
my
the
God.
piss out of your top of your mouth.
But
I think I saw where it gone away for 25 years.
I never thought it went away.
No.
It might be a different kind of apple pie. Like I saw that they were calling it the fried apple pie. I don't know if they called the other one, the 99-cent one, is like the baked apple pie.
Okay.
Maybe.
This is
So I
old
don't
school.
know.
The
Old school
thing.
fried
Yeah.
apple pie.
Yeah, it's the old school
Now,
fried apple pie.
I don't know if this has been brought up on the show, but we might be playing England in the World Cup the
July
week of
4th.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or
on
the
the
week
day.
of.
On the day of?
On the day
I
of.
don't. think it was the day of. Now, Maddie tried to tell me it was the day of, but I looked it up. I think it could be like the 9th or 10th. If both of them end up in L.A., like if England comes in second right now in their grouping, and I think if the U.S. was to win their grouping, I think they would be paired together.
I thought I saw at least an English social media guy saying that, you mean we're going to be playing America on July 4th in the United States, celebrating their 250-year,
that's awesome.
battle with us.
Yeah. That would be
now,
incredible.
what if President Trump made a deal with whoever the English prime minister is right now? It's like, we'll put the 13 colonies on the line. Now, I don't know what they put on the line on their side, but the original 13.
This will be about as dumb as you actually playing for our contracts with the John Dickey, our ex-owner.
The 13 original colonies.
England
on the line.
I think England goes out and smokes them if that happens.
That has been debunked.
Oh, the 13 colonies?
No, the England-U.S. matchup on July 4th.
On the 4th, but it can be that later that week. For sure. I've checked this.
They wouldn't cross paths until the semifinals if we finish as a runner-up in our group and England wins their group, and then if we win our group and England finishes second in their group, we'd play them in the quarterfinals.
Yeah,
if both teams got past
what's the
round
dates
of
of
That's what I was
32.
talking about. It's like the 9th or 10th of July. It's that week, but it's later in the week. At least that's what I read just a little bit ago.
It'd been better if it was on the 4th. That'd be awesome.
Impossible.
Now, if both U.S. and Iran finish second in their pool, that will be the round of 32.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. More World Cup action happening today. Trash happening right now. Brought to you by our friends at Bud Light. You ready to hit it, Tyler?
Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Are you guys, do heights bother you guys?
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, I can't even watch this.
But does it give you that weird tingle behind your balls?
Nope.
Behind my what?
LT's Trash is presented by Bud Light.
As Brown said, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Hey, we start first with, I think, one of the first trash stories we did on this platform, and that was the Sports Brawl, the Portland-based sports bar that shows women's sports, which I said this is going to be an absolute disaster. Now, Portland does make sense for this, but now they are talking to their investors on expansion. Here's the problem. Security filings show the company is, quote, bleeding red ink and relying on a crowd-funded investment campaign to survive. Again, this is not the smartest business model at all.
If you're only going to show women's sports, we talked about it at the time, you're going to have some pretty big gaps where you got nothing on. Like Dunaway, well, I guess the WNBA was going on. After the Women's College World Series in Oak City, we were already in the WNBA schedule.
USL is going on, too.
USL, but those are night games. Like, what are you going to show during the day?
I don't know why they don't do, like, sips and strokes or something.
I don't know. But so they're bleeding cash is what the story is.
Unaudited financial statements filed with the latest fundraising effort show the sports bar generated only $1 million in sale in all of 2025, an 18% decline from the previous year. Now, they noted the company has raised more than $885,000 of a $1.24 million goal through nearly 1,100 crowdfund investors.
I think anyone in the restaurant business will tell you it is hard enough when you've got an amazing idea. But if you've got an idea that might be borderline, you are really, really, really up against it.
I'm surprised they lasted this long.
Yeah.
So, I think it is pretty impressive they made it 4 years.
I remember we had a member of the audience who was up there on a trip, went to the restaurant, and sent us a video from it. Do you remember that?
Yep.
That was a very early story on the show.
2 owners of an ice cream shop were arrested after they confronted a customer who left a 1-star review online, and they now face charges of harassment.
I've seen this video. Have you seen it, Dunaway? It's on TikTok.
A lot of businesses survive and thrive off the back of their online reviews from customers. The better a review, the more likely others are going to want to try it. However, negative reviews can be a death knell. Now, in some cases, getting a bad review means doing your utmost to rectify the problems. Other places, however, will try to get the negative response taken down, doing their best to paper over what was said about them. Now, in the case of Mallory and Ryan Goldman, their local Scoop ice cream shop in Alabama received a 1-star review from Daniel Smith. Now, instead of letting it lie or trying to make it up to Smith, the owners opted to confront him over it. Now, as per Smith, the owners tracked him down after he complained about the decorations of the store, as well as them getting his order wrong and calling the prices a ripoff for families. Now, Smith claimed that Mallory, quote, assaulted me, touched my torso 3 times before pretty much destroying my phone. Now, the Goldmans were arrested on June 11th, with Mallory facing charges of harassment and criminal mischief. Ryan was also arrested on charges of harassment. They were released shortly afterwards.
The guy that wrote the review, I saw a news story on it. I guess it was from Mobile, one of the Mobile stations, because it's in Bay Minette, right? I think it
didn't
is.
say.
I think it said Bay Minette. And the guy that did the review, the first thing it shows, it starts the way a news story does. One local man was attacked. They do it that way. And then they cut to the interview, and he's wearing the biggest crimson A on his shirt. I'm like, oh, it's a Bama fan. I didn't realize it was a local story at the time. So the lady is just letting him have it. And then old boy gets out of his truck. Shocker here. Camouflaged hoodie.
Yeah.
On.
Yep.
Flip-flops.
I didn't see his feet, but I could see that. I could see that in Bay Minette. But camo hoodie, and boy, he gets involved too. I mean, it got.
What was the name of the ice cream place? Did it say?
Yeah, it did. It balled it up. What was it? It was a weird name.
It was like the Local Scoop.
Yeah, Local Scoop or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, this looks like a rough-looking couple. Why don't people, what has happened to customer service?
I don't know.
I'll tell you this. I went to Best Buy yesterday because you cannot call a Best Buy. I don't know if you guys knew this.
They don't have a phone?
They do not have a phone. I had a delivery that was scheduled
They also don't have inventory if you've been in one of their stores.
Wow.
Well, I was told, I purchased something on Sunday. I was told it would be delivered on Tuesday. Called yesterday because I'd never gotten the time. The call center, which was in a different country, couldn't understand what they were saying. I pulled out the guy's card that sold it to me. I noticed there was no number. I pulled out the receipt. There's no number. So I have to drive back to the store. And they're like, yeah, we don't have any numbers anymore. I was like, don't you think that's probably a problem for customer service?
Yeah, I would say. It doesn't sound like they want to hear from you.
So I just don't think people care about customer service. But I would think if you're a mom and pop, this is your lifeblood.
But I would also
you've got to take care of people.
Best Buy failed to deliver a washer and dryer to my apartment 4 times.
They don't
and now
give a
I've
shit.
got one, and they never turned on the water before they put it in there, and it's so tight to get back there. So now I've just got a washer and dryer sitting there and no water.
So you can't even use it?
I can't even use the
That
thing.
is unbelievable.
How do you wash your clothes?
I've been going to the laundromat. I'm gonna have to get a dolly and get a strapping young lad to help me move my fridge and my washer.
Why can't
and dryer.
you just get them? You purchased it. Why can't you get them back out? I know you can't call them.
I've tried.
Get Cheese to help you. Cheese is a strapping young lad.
Cheese, you want to help me move a washer and dryer?
Cheese's old man. Cheese's old man knows the business too.
All right.
Yeah, they could hook it up for you.
Yeah. Are you allergic to raccoons though, Cheese?
Oh, that's a good question. How do you feel about raccoons?
Raccoons?
Yeah, raccoons.
No, I don't do raccoons.
You don't do raccoons?
I don't blame you. It's a filthy animal.
Line of the day from Cheese. I don't do raccoons.
Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office deputies took a 23-year-old woman into custody after a complaint that she repeatedly offered bar patrons oral sex for money and then refused to leave. Now, deputies responded to Booney's Bar in West Palm Friday night. In response to a report of an unwanted guest, deputies spoke to the bar manager, who said she was having trouble with an intoxicated person. Manager told deputies that a week earlier she had an issue with the same woman who was offering oral sex to customers for money. Now, the woman, later identified as Carrie Ann Moore, became angry when she was asked once again in the presence of a deputy to leave the establishment, and said that it was not right that she was being asked to leave. Now, when a deputy attempted to place Carrie Ann Moore in handcuffs, she pulled away and was able to slip out of the cuffs. After a brief struggle, both the deputy and Carrie Ann Moore
got a lot of tricks.
fell to the ground. When deputies tried to seat Carrie Ann Moore in the patrol car, she tried to climb up the side of the door panel in an attempt at resistance. She began repeatedly kicking at deputies, ultimately hitting a deputy in the upper thigh and groin several times. Once she was secured in the back of the patrol car, Carrie Ann Moore continued to offer the deputy oral sex in exchange for letting her go. A little like the young thief in Friends and Neighbors.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah,
the housekeeper.
Yeah.
I do not see this anywhere on the menu, ma'am.
I was just here for a beer.
Yeah. Is it market price? Is that what I'm going with? Market price?
I mean,
It's like seafood.
Who can be this positive on their mugshot?
Yeah, I know. She is very smiley. Yeah.
Dare I say that's a tough story to swallow.
Scott with a good comparison. She's got a little Marissa Tomei in
There
there.
is some Marissa Tomei in there. Yeah.
Two Peruvian police officers pulled off one of the more creative drug busts in recent memory, going undercover as official FIFA World Cup mascots to catch a suspect they knew was obsessed with football. Now, officers dressed as Clutch, the American bald eagle mascot, and Maple, the Canadian moose. They showed up at the home of 48-year-old Carlos Cabrera during the World Cup's opening match between Mexico and South Africa.
We've got free tickets.
The timing was deliberate. Intelligence suggested Cabrera was a, quote, diehard football fan, caught up in World Cup fever. According to the AP News, the officers broke down the door with a sledgehammer before the rest of the squad moved in. Inside, they found a firearm and 2,524 individual packets of crack.
Oh!
Not the first time the Green Squadron has done this. The unit was previously sent officers undercover as Deadpool, Wolverine, Freddy Krueger, the Grinch, Santa Claus, all to make arrest.
Hey, it's the mascots. What's up, guys?
Did I win the tickets?
I won the tickets.
I don't know if you guys ever saw the bad movie Sea of Love with Al Pacino, Ellen
Never
Barkin,
seen
and
it.
John Goodman. It's from like 87, 88, but they set up a sting where everybody's posing as... They invite a bunch of guys that have warrants out to bring their kids to meet New York Yankees. So when they all show up, they arrest them.
And the poor kids are just left there watching it in horror.
It worked, though.
Oh, I'm sure it did.
A hilarious new Jackass 5 popcorn bucket inspired by Wee Man has been unveiled ahead of the theatrical release of the franchise's final installment. Now, straying from the trend of reasonably sized collectibles, they've introduced a life-size bucket inspired by the longtime member of the Jackass crew. Now, ahead of Jackass Best and Last release later this month, filmmakers introduced the Wee Man popcorn bucket. The movie's official Instagram page announced it in a short clip. Video reveals the design by repeatedly cutting back and forth between Wee Man and the collectible, highlighting its size. Bucket size, 48.5 inches tall. It is modeled after Wee Man in a black t-shirt featuring Jackass logo and blue jeans.
So that's 4.5 feet tall?
That's a lot of popcorn. Is it only popcorn in the head? Is that the only place that, or does it go full
I would
body?
assume so, but there's only going to be one of these in existence, and it's going to be a sweepstakes giveaway from Cinemark.
Wow. I hope Wee Man got paid well.
Will you register for it, Tyler?
No, because we don't have any Cinemark theaters near us. Been to a Cinemark theater once. It was in Orlando at City Walk.
Is that a good theater?
Yeah, it was pretty solid.
Okay.
That is all I've got.
Yeah. By the way, for the State Farm theme, Barry Manilow got paid $500 to
That's
do that.
all?
Yeah.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. He came up with that. Boy, he was
$500.
creative on that stuff. That's
$500. That's
nothing.
He underpaid that.
Yeah.
He must have had a lot of writer's block because it would seem like, I mean, to do a jingle that's going to hang around forever, that's very difficult. But
seems like he should get paid more than that.
Yeah.
He should have got paid on the back end of that.
Literally still using it.
Yeah, that's crazy. All right, that's the show today. Back with you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Central Time. A ton of stuff to go check out, including the next reel, where another great episode includes headlines about...
Lance and I talk about movies that the critics absolutely love, but just didn't land with us, movies we think are overrated, or movies we just outright hate.
Yeah, great list. Always a good way to go and find something new to watch or things to avoid when you watch the next reel. The Last Call with Mick and Jake as they continue the celebrity golf tour. Reggie Smith, Dodger great. Also Al from Home Improvement and others, and the great Last Call there. And the OG Kickoff is rolling along. A new live Conor O'Gara show comes your way Friday at 8 a.m. Brownie will be on with Conor this Friday at 8 a.m., and you'll get a chance to catch that live. Everything's for you at our Next Round page on YouTube. And don't forget TNR clips as well. Tyler can tell you more about that. Just hit him up. He loves to talk to you. Until next time, God bless you. God bless America.